Hey everybody, today Rahdo runs through the R&R Show Extended Edition. And here's what I mean by that. Starting this week, actually on November 2nd, 2021, Ruel Gaviola and I started doing our weekly R&R show as a live Twitch exclusive because I earned Twitch affiliate status, like a professional Twitch streamer. And so Twitch demands 24-hour exclusivity before you put a video on any other platform, like say YouTube. So we streamed live, had a great time doing all kinds of fun segments with the audience, and there was raids, there were points, there were all kinds of fun things. And we have big plans for other fun live stuff in the future. Then, so that went out live on Tuesday, the 2nd. Then on Wednesday, the 3rd, I put up on YouTube the R&R Show, which was basically taking 1 hour of content out of that big 2-hour-long stream and giving YouTubers just the facts, man. Here's the R&R Show. It's the top 10. It was a Kickstarter thing. We're giving away new contests. You're in, you're out. There's none of that silly Twitch live stream, banter back and forth. No technical issues. I just kept it simple and straight. And so you may have already watched that. But what do you get here? Well, with the R&R Extended Edition, you're going to get that entire live stream. Everything that happened, channel raids, point redemptions, extra segments. I think we had like 4 bonus segments that happened while we were doing the whole show. And so it just makes sense for me to bring this over because eventually Twitch doesn't keep videos around forever. They eventually delete them. So I do want to have an archive of the recording of this show. And since I'm doing that, why not let you folks who would like more jump in? Yeah, yes, Twitch had a 24-hour exclusive, but you could still watch it now. So here's what you're about to get. 2+ hours of me and Ruel, yakking it up with the audience, answering questions, doing special game rankings, doing, game deathmatchy things. One of them was Gloomhaven versus Pandemic. I did a big story about, some personal trivia of mine, talking about my childhood. There's all kinds of things. And in the middle of all that, is the R&R show. Basically, what you're going to find is there's the 5-minute countdown, then there's a pre-show, then there's the R&R show, which we interrupt halfway through to have like a little station break where we just play with the audience more, and then the R&R show finishes, and then we went to a post-show. So, if none of that makes any sense, basically just check out the show notes of this video. You'll see links that let you skip to any section you want to skip to, and hopefully enjoy. And let me know what you think. Okay. So, without further ado, Rahdo and Ruel, take it away. Hello? Are you there, Ruel? Come in.
Hello. Is it working?
I hope so. Because, oh my gosh,
Me
I've
too.
been sweating bullets for days now, hoping this will come together. But only the audience can tell us. Audience, can you see us? Can you hear us? Is the R&R Show live exclusively on Twitch?
Yeah.
Please let us know. While I get a drink of water.
Yes, and also let us know about the volume levels. Make sure our voices are somewhat even. We'd appreciate it. Rahdo has been working all week long to make this happen. We are transferring over. We've moved over here to Twitch, and he's doing all the bells and whistles, which is awesome. And hopefully everything's going all right. Let's check chat. I can check chat now. You are seen and heard. You are seen and heard. Legends DM says. Thank you. Or is it Loud Games? My bad.
Thank you, Jacos182, for subscribing with your Prime account. Woohoo!
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
The fireworks are exploding.
So that's a feature that's...
I think I may have set the length on that fireworks too long. That seemed to stick around forever.
Yeah, that's one cool feature about Twitch, folks. If you don't know, we're going to let you know right now that if you have an Amazon Prime account, you get one free Twitch sub per month. And as you can see, some people are subscribing right now live as we're talking about this. And we have some goals, Rahdo, at the top of the screen. If we unlock 50 subs, we're going to do an RVR. Do you want to talk about what an
Look
RVR?
at you. You're Johnny on the spot trying to get the show running. Oh, actually, before I'm going to do any of that, first of all, folks, if you've been watching the R&R Show for the last 3 months, can you believe it? 3 freaking months. A quarter of a year.
Amazing.
You know, we once we start streaming, we put the sponsor up, and then we just go right into it. We're just all business. Those days are gone. We're Twitch streamers now. And in fact, how do I know? Because we just started a hype train just this minute.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
The hype train is happening because OCS S1 Spectre is gifting tier 1 subscriptions to everybody. You get a subscription, you get a subscription, you get a subscription. And that has started the hype train, which apparently, I believe if the hype train goes on long enough, if it gets to level 2 or level 3, that starts unlocking things for the audience, right?
Yes, we'll be unlocking emotes, and folks, you can see right there on
my gosh, we're level 3
channel
already.
points, right at the bottom. Yeah, on level 3, this is amazing. Yes, folks, the channel points, the Rahdo channel points. You look at the bottom of the chat box, and you'll see the little R there. You click on that. They're going to find some fun things to spend your channel points on as you continue to watch the R&R Show live here on
so
Twitch.
Much.
We're really excited about this. We've got some fun ideas.
Okay, so anyway, yes. Oh, and let's see if this works. First time chatter, Meeple Maven. Thanks, and welcome to the show. Oh, I can't pin you because you have a first time icon on. Okay, forget about that. But Meeple Maven asks, will all of the Rahdo content be on Twitch first? Yes, because Twitch has a 24-hour exclusivity window. If you stream something on Twitch, you can't put it on another channel for 24 hours. And that lets me get back to what I was starting to say. It used to be we would just go right into the show. We were all business, just getting to the top 10, and trying to hit that hour mark, which we never quite did. But we were trying to be kind of professional, like putting on a real show. We're still going to do that. But now the intent is we get on, we just jibber jabber with you folks for a little while. I stop sweating when I realize everything is working okay. We answer questions, whatever it might be, and then eventually, 5-10 minutes in, we'll say, okay, folks, thank you for the cheer. Al Nubist is cheering. Right, well, I really need to set up a goal for cheers as well, but we'll worry about that another day. With the bits. Right, thank you for the tip. For people who don't know, it's like we're a waiter at a restaurant. We just got a tip from the audience from Al Nubist. Thanks, buddy. Anyway, so 5-10 minutes in, once everything calms down and we're sure everything's fine, then we'll put on our game face. We will start doing the show, which means we'll do a contest, update, and we'll do the top 10. And then we'll get out. At which point, if you're still here, we'll stick around and do some Q&A afterwards. And, maybe if you have questions about the list, like, why did you put that on the list? You can actually ask us, and we can talk about the stuff that we were thinking about that we didn't put on the list. So we're going to have kind of just a loosey-goosey, just hanging out vibe. And then at some point, we'll get serious. We'll put on a show. And while that is going on, I am going to put this on the screen. Let me see if I can find it. That will appear... on screen, reminding everybody who shows up that, hey, while we're doing the show, we have to ignore chat. Sorry, but don't worry. After the show's over, we will go back to chatting with all of you and all of that. And so, I mean, all the things I can do with Twitch, it's amazing. All right.
Yeah, this is like the best of all the worlds, right? We have the live chat hanging out with everyone here that are watching, and then we still do our normal show, but now we've got the bookends of, hey, this is gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna hang out with y'all, and it gives us a little more flexibility as far as what we can talk about and what we can do. So stick around, folks. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Cool. Yes. And also, Kabuki Kid, this was not special just for you, but I don't know, for at least a month and a half, every week, Kabuki Kid chastises us for going up against Tom Vassel's crowdfunding show because, the last 15 minutes of their show overlapped with ours. And so now, if you're here live on Tuesday, we don't have to have that conflict anymore. Kabuki Kid no longer has to make her weekly Sophie's choice of who does she love more. Come on, Kabuki. You know you love us more than Tom. I mean, it's just Tom and Zay. I mean, they're so old and tired. We're new media. We're here on Twitch. Isn't that exciting?
We're fresh, yes, fresh. And
exactly.
Now that doesn't mean it does. You'll still have, for those of you on YouTube, you'll still get the show on Wednesdays.
Exactly.
Right, but we are doing it live first here on Twitch. Going
a little bit further. So the thing that'll appear on YouTube is just the show. Us doing contest stuff, top 10, getting in and out. And what we're talking about doing is on YouTube, there will be a bonus show called, I don't know, the R&R Bonus Show or something like that, where we will take the Q&A section and maybe some of the events that people have asked us to do by spending their channel points, because you folks are basically the directors of this show. The longer you watch, the more channel points you earn. Ruel was starting to talk about this. And you can spend those channel points to make us, well, not dance or a dab or anything like that. Hype train success. Our hype train is continuing apparently. Such strong support.
Yes.
We've hit level 2.
Love it.
All right, things are working. It's happening, Ruel. It's happening.
It's living up to all the hype.
Choo-choo, says Kabuki Kid. Yeah. So in theory, yep. Oh, yep. And so emotes are, there's a pug, a cute little cartoony pug, and looks like some more animals. So enjoy the emotes, folks. You've earned them. And Kabuki's already using them, saying choo-choo. Choo-choo with the emote. All right.
That is,
although, again, that's the weird thing. So that's a custom emote. I cannot pin that to the screen. There's going to be glitches. There's going to be weird stuff. But anyway, so so you can do programming, and I guess that's as good an opportunity to segue because I actually did my first test of this a few days ago. When I did my roundup, I filmed it live, and one person did make a request, and it was the one request I couldn't fulfill. It was Rahdo Ranks. So let's do our first show. Let me see. Okay, and I'm gonna have to find it. Where was it? Okay, it's this thing. This is managing reward requests. And if I look at it, here is the request from Madamus82, and I promised Madamus right off the bat we would do this. So I'm going to mark as complete that we've done it, although we haven't done it yet. So I need to get to Ruel's collection, which I thought about it. I would have gotten myself that, but I can get to it pretty quick, I think. Ranked. Oh wait, actually, no, it's library, right? Isn't it Gaviola Library or something like that?
Did we change it? Oh my gosh.
No, it's not Gaviola Library. There was some, or was it the Gaviola Library?
Oh my gosh.
Library.com.rahdo.com. All right. Nope. Okay, then I'm just going to go to it. Just ranked.rahdo.com, and I will just change in the link to you, I think. How do I do that? All right. All right. Are you Ruel Gaviola, or what is your username on board?
I am on BGG. Yeah, that is it. Ruel Gaviola. All just one word.
Ruel Gaviola.
On BGG. Yep.
All right, so there we go. And I believe, yes, there we go. Control X, paste that into the browser. Oh, you know what? I should have been actually sharing the browser all this time. That would help. Where's that? Boom, browser.
Yeah, so folks, this is one of the cool things you can do with the channel points. You spend them, and we will do these cool little things, whether it's Ruel Ranks or we have Are the other ones on board now? They can do trivia,
Yes.
correct, or request
Yeah,
trivia.
if you click, down in the very, very bottom of the chat, there's the big cursive R for Rahdo, and it's telling you how many points you have. If you click that, it'll bring up a little menu of how you can spend those points. You earn those points just by watching. Every once in a while, you'll see a little treasure chest appear, and if you click that, you get a bonus 50 points. It's basically an incentivization to keep you watching live and engaged and all of that. Oh, we're up to 40 people. Thank you, Brenner. That is very exciting.
Awesome.
So exciting. I'm gonna
this is great.
pin that. Wow, it takes a while for that pin to appear. Oh no, because I'm looking at the stream. Of course, yeah, because there's a delay and all of that. Yay, pinned. Yep. Anyway, though.
Awesome.
So, yeah, if you click on that R, you'll get a list. You can scroll through it. There's 9 different things. The simplest one is you can make your messages highlight so people see them better in the chat. You can make me and Ruel pick only one game and we have to trash another one. You can make us do some trivia. You can find out secret, dark, hidden background of us if you would like to know more about us as people. And like I said, Matt asked for a Ruel Ranks, which cost him 1,000 points. And so we are going to rank. And we are here, as you can see, here is Ruel's sizable library. Isn't it like, I don't know, 500 games or something like that?
I think the last count was like 700.
700 games. That is a bit ridiculous, a bit out of control, especially because it looks
totally
like you have, I don't know, maybe 70 games actually ranked. You're very bad.
Yeah. Yes, I have not been ranking my games. And that's the whole point of this, folks. I've got over 700 games, and y'all are going to make me rank them all eventually.
Yes.
And those channel points. And Rahdo's you are gonna choose one pick one for me to rank right now live.
Yes, I am. Let's see. I'm trying to figure. All right, so you have not ranked Spirit Island, you haven't ranked Orleans, you haven't ranked Marvel Champion, you haven't ranked. I mean, look at all these things you haven't ranked. What is wrong with you?
I know there's so.
You know what? It didn't occur to me. Should we make this a? Should the audience get to choose? I can throw a poll up and they could choose what we rank.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah, folks, you are here for Is This Test Central. We are trying all kinds of new things today. Where's those polls? All righty. We want to make a new poll. What should...
Oh, you stop where you are right there on that screen. Make me rank one of those 3. Lost Ruins of Arnak, Mexer versus Minions, or Star Wars Imperial Assault. You just those random 3 I just saw at the top of the screen.
Star Wars Assault. All righty. And by the way, you can use your channel points to bump up your vote if you want. So I think I've just started it. I think we now have a poll.
Yes.
And which means we can come back to us. And we've given them 1 minute to make their decision of what we are going to rank.
Hey.
And currently, it's Lost Ruins of Arnak in the lead. Mex vs. Minion in a close second. Star Wars Assault is starting to pick up, but I think it's going to be Arnak. Oh, yeah, they're running away with it. Somebody's going to have to spend a lot of bits if they want to overcome that, it would appear. Because I believe you can also spend bits, which are the equivalent of... A bit is a U.S. penny, apparently.
Right. Yeah. So, folks, you just buy bits, and then you can cheer your favorite streamers. Hopefully, you can throw some bits our way as well. So, Lost Ruins of Arnak, Mex vs. Minion, and Star Wars Imperial Assault. Yeah, it looks like the Lost Ruins are going to be the winner, though. But we'll give it a few more seconds here. We're going to see. This is cool. I really like this idea of just on the spot. Let's see what we got here. This is great.
And yeah, okay. And to push it over the limit, Jorgson the First put 200 of his channel points into that. Apparently, I don't know if everybody can see that, but I see that there's a little note that Jorgson really wanted this to happen. Okay.
All right, Jorgson.
Cool. So, all right. Yeah. Why have you not ranked Lost Ruins of Arnak, and what do you rank it, Ruel?
Well, that's a great question. Those are 2 great questions. The first one's why haven't I ranked it? Because I haven't ranked over 600 of my games, so it's just one of many.
It's kind of a big game, man.
It is, and it's one of my favorite games. Was it last year or the year before? I think it was last year it came out. Correct? Again, time has no meaning, folks. I don't know when it came out, but I absolutely enjoyed Lost Ruins of Arnak. Here's a fun fact, though. Here's a little bit of trivia. I've not played it multiplayer. I've only played it solo.
Really?
Because
that's very strange.
When I got the box, I opened up the box and I got it and I put it on the table. And Michelle saw it and she wasn't really interested in it. And I thought, okay, if she's not into it, I never force anyone to play games. So I saw that they had a solo version. I jumped right into it. I absolutely enjoyed it. I think it's fantastic. I cannot wait to play it at 2 and 3. I heard 4 players is a bit much. I heard it drags a little at that player count.
Mm-hmm.
But Lost Ruins Arnak, worker placement, really neat way they did worker placements with a combination of deck building. I like that a lot. I like how you can get cards right away. I think it's artifacts or whatever that go on top of your deck or items. I forget which one it is.
No, I mean, since we're talking about it, I should actually just put it on screen. That would be a good thing.
Yeah, there it is.
I could even just put my video of it on
has
screen.
An 8.1. It's really good. I think it's one of my favorite. No, it was one of my favorite games of last year. I love worker placement games. The Indiana Jones theme is cool. If it's been done a bit, but I still enjoy it. I would give it. Are we talking high 7 or low 8? That's the question, friends. High 7 or low 8? Right now, I feel like it's going to get higher as I play it at multiple player counts, a 2-player and 3-player. I'm going to go with a solid 8.0 right now. 8.0 is going to be my pick for Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Okay, and what does that mean to you? I mean, actually, I'm curious. I mean, this game is such a monster popular hit. Anybody, I think, is going to be a bit confused that you're even hesitating to give it a high 8.
Well, I think the hesitancy comes from the fact that I've only soloed it.
Okay, so you're hedging your bets, basically, is what.
Yeah, hedging my bets.
Fair enough.
I
fair enough.
Absolutely love it as a solo game. Yeah, I absolutely love it as a solo game. I'm assuming it's going to play just, because there's some games. Okay, here's the perfect example: Mage Knight. I love Mage Knight. I will never play that game multiplayer. It's a solo game through and through because it takes way too long. It's like so AP inducing and everything else that I can only play Mage Knight as a single player. I think Lost Ruins of Arnak, I don't think it'll have that problem. So I'm going with a solid 8. Do I go up to 8.25 or 8.5? I'll go with an 8 right now.
All right.
Final
You're sticking with an 8 until you get a chance to play it. Check in the chat. Yes. And Quicksand suggests playing it as a 2-player game, but then also using the solo deck to turn it into a 3-player game, which I have to admit, it didn't occur to me to try that when Jen and I played it. But that is an excellent idea, just to keep the game a little bit more fresh and exciting and dynamic and make more things appear in the world. That is an excellent idea. There is, of course, an expansion for it coming later this year. Or did it get pushed back to next year?
Yes.
Because I don't remember it being picked up at Essen.
I think it came... Yeah, I thought it got it released at Essen. I saw a prototype of it at Gen Con, and it looked fantastic. The Leaders expansion, where everyone gets asymmetric abilities, and I think you get extra cards as well in your starting deck. So that alone is going to push it even higher in my estimation. Really, really solid game. I absolutely enjoy it. Have you ranked it?
I rank it as an 8.5. Which actually for me is a little low because I do think it's a brilliant adventure/deck builder. But the thing that actually kept it from being higher is, like all deck builders, my main complaint about it, and the thing that kept it out of my top 10 of the year, because it is really good, although it made so many people's top 10s, was the fact that I felt like the cards you can buy are just a little straightforward. They didn't really do anything. There wasn't a lot of, whoa, that's a crazy card. They were all just, oh, well, yeah, that's kind of a better version of stuff you already, And I was a little disappointed by that, which is why I am so excited for the expansion. That when that comes out, I think that's the only thing. But, Dominion. You could only play Dominion so much before you're like, okay, I need some new cards here. And, to me, that was... I felt like I needed that with Arnak just a little bit faster. But even still, all that said, I'm giving it an 8.5. Obviously, we have different scales. Yeah. I'm a very, very excitable player, as it were.
Yeah. I think I think you hit on the nail on the head there where, some of those cards, they do seem like, okay, a ho-hum or whatever. But yeah, with the expansion, I think that's really going to
it makes sense. I'm sure they wanted the base game to just be really approachable and they didn't want to put any crazy, complicated stuff in. And so bring me the crazy stuff. Exactly. Bring me the equivalent of Dominion intrigue cards that do all kinds of just out of the box things or whatever. So anyway, so we've done it. We have made good on the first thing that anybody has ever asked us for here in the R&R Pre-show. Awesome. Which, by the way, in case you didn't notice, I figured, we should label what we're doing. We're in the R&R Pre-show right now. The show itself has not started.
Yeah, this is more bang for your buck, folks. We're just getting started here. So, yeah, shall we move on to the real thing now, the quote-unquote real thing?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, one thing we haven't talked about, and we got together and we spoke an hour last night. We totally forgot to do this. When do we give away rewards? Because are we going to? I mean,
Yeah.
folks, we're still programming this live in front of you. When we go live, oh, and I got to put my uniform on, so I'll have to go off screen for a second. You can entertain folks, because I forgot to wear my colors.
Oh yeah. No problem.
But yeah, we're not on the show yet. We're in the pre-show. What was I gonna say? So the pre-show could be, hey, sponsored by, it's Arcane Wonders, folks. They sponsored this week, and we could go straight into, we could do the giveaway, and then go into, hey, it's a new contest. But we had talked about doing the giveaway now, because I mean, the most enthusiastic people, they're here. I mean, Tom Vassell, he never does the giveaways. I mean, he just says, oh, we're giving this away, and then it just happens silently. So I'm kind of inclined to do it right now. What do you think?
I personally like that idea. I really do. We'll see what chat has to say. Now, Fidelia in chat does say that Ruel is a bit too.
Oh, really? Okay, good to know. I've got a slider right here. I will bump him up. All right, I've just bumped him up by like 15%. Fidelia, let us know. One nice thing that we had before was StreamYards would auto balance both of us, and now I have to manually do it. And so definitely let us know if that fixed it. I can bring myself down as well. And yeah, let's see.
Yeah, Daryl with 1R said Ruel has experience running giveaways. I've won one or two of them. Yeah, you have, Daryl with 1R. Thank you for always supporting. Yeah, I think as far as like doing the giveaways live, it's a really neat feature that, like you were saying, like Tom Vassell and Dystar, they don't do that. I think it'd be nice if we can offer that to our friends here in chat every week.
As kind of a reward for showing up a day early. They get a little bit of extra. Okay, then that's cool. Let's do it.
Why not?
Okay, then. Right.
Cool.
Now, used to be Ruel ran all of this stuff. Now I run all of this stuff. Right. So, okay. All right, I know what I need to do. I need to go back to the browser, and we're done with, and I need to go to the Wheel of Names, which I have already set up with all the entries, and it should remember. And you know what? Actually, it occurred to me, Ruel, we've been so unfair to the Wheel of Names for all these months, because the Wheel of Names actually has ads and whatnot, and we just always hide all that stuff. So, folks, the Wheel of Names, brought to you by HBO Max. Sign up now. I'm just going to leave all that stuff up because, hey, Wheel of Names, they're working hard for, it's a great little webpage. But anyway, I've got all the names put in. We are going to spin, and there's going to be one lucky winner. And what are they winning, Ruel?
Good luck, everybody. You are winning a copy of, I totally forgot what we're giving away. There it is.
Really? Oh, no, why did it resize?
No,
it's a gift certificate for Fun Games, but somehow
gift card. That's
the image resized just to spite me. That's gonna drive me nuts. I'm gonna fix that right now. Why did that happen?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that funny thing with Skype again, where if you're, I don't know if it's Skype or OBS.
I don't know, man.
But
anyway, there it is. That's more like it.
It looks good now.
All right, so cool. Fun Games, who was the sponsor last week, and they were running the contest, is giving away a $50 gift certificate. So one lucky winner. That $50 can go towards games. It can go towards shipping. It's very, very cool, and we are going to find out who it is right now.
Yeah, good luck, everybody. Here we go. There is the wheel.
And
who's our winner?
Marcus, mysterious Marcus, who cannot be bothered to put his last name on his email account. If you get an email from Marcus, hopefully you don't have more friends whose name are Marcus, because he plays his cards close to the chest. Oh, it just occurred to me, we don't have sound on this, do we? No, of course we don't. So I'll have to fix that out next time. But anyway, Marcus, later today I will look up your email address, and we will reach out so that you can get that $50 gift certificate from the Fun Again Games. So that was pretty cool. That was easy peasy. And
nice.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, if we're getting ready for the show, I gotta go change. I'll be right back. Talk to the chat.
Yeah,
confirm that you can actually pin their stuff on screen. We tested it, but let's make sure it works in situ. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay, friends. So as Rahdo puts on his game uniform, let's. I'm going to let's see. I'll pin this comment here. Let's see if this works here. It did. Kabuki Kid says HBO Max is probably the best. Probably is the best of the streaming services for my taste, at least. I would probably agree. Although for me, really close second is Disney Plus, just because of all the Star Wars stuff, right? I mean, The Mandalorian, that series alone. Oh my gosh, totally makes it worth the expense, in my opinion. Yes. And Kabuki says, a vamp, Ruel. Yes, that's I am a master at vamping nowadays after all my Twitch experience. And that was quick. That was a fast changeover. Look at that, folks. Let me see if I can unpin this. Oh, that's the thing.
Hello, I'm back.
I cannot unpin. Hi. So I pinned a comment. I pinned a couple of comments which worked, but how do you unpin
if you
a
look at the
comment?
top of the chat, there is an unpin button.
At the top
Yeah.
of chat.
Do you see it?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, it's huge. You can't miss it. But it took me a half an hour to figure it out.
I know. It would make sense to just keep pressing the pin, but okay, whatever.
Yeah. Yes,
it works.
And let's see, what did you pin? What did I miss?
I pinned something about Kabuki Kid talking about HBO Max being the best of the streaming services in their opinion.
Really?
Yeah. I said I like HBO Max. I really like Disney Plus a lot just because of the Star Wars stuff and the Marvel
Star Wars, Schmar Wars.
stuff,
It's all about the Marvel shows. What's it? I can't think of his name. Oh, Hawkeye's about to start. It starts in like 2 weeks, I think.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye is my favorite Avenger. Unless you consider Spider-Man Avenger, because now they're all Avengers. But Hawkeye's my favorite of the Avengers in the MCU, and so I cannot wait for his show.
This is a good segue into some of our channel points things. People can do channel points where we talk about these type of things, right? We go RVR,
yes,
right? Or is this unlock the subs or followers? I think that's what it is, right? Where we go head to head against us on a certain topic.
What is it? It's we have the this or that, where people make us pick, well, Iron Man or Captain America, Marvel or DC, whatever, and it doesn't have to be superheroes, it could be anything, ice cream and pizza, that's one of them. Oh, and speaking of, we have another request, Ruel. There can be only one. Lask 18 requested there could be only one. We have to do this now. We have another show.
Let's do it. All right.
Okay, and so when folks, if you request there can be only one. What that means is you are giving us two choices, two games, and we can keep one and we got to trash the other one. And unfortunately, I think we only have one of the two games there. So let me where was it? Reward request. Yeah, it looks like he only put in Arnak. So I'll finish it. Ruel, you can keep only one.
Oh.
Arnak or Dominion.
Okay. I already know the answer, but I want to talk through it.
Okay.
I enjoyed Dominion. All the expansions is great, and it is like the one that started it all, the deck building craze. But here's the thing: I always prefer deck building as part of a bigger game. I want a board. I love worker placement. So when you throw in worker placement with Arnak,
okay, I'm scratching it then. I made it too easy. Arnak. This is the real question that came up over and over last year, although you might not have it. Arnak or Dune.
Okay, yeah, I haven't played.
Okay, then we'll stick with Dominion, and you can throw it back at me, Arnak or Dune, because that's the real question of the day.
Yeah, no, okay, so I'm gonna throw it back to you, Arnak or Dune.
Yeah.
Rahdo, which one are you keeping?
So you're keeping Arnak just because it's got more stuff.
And I just prefer that type of deck building where it's part of another, a one mechanism of a larger game.
I'm going to disagree with you. I mean, Arnak is great, but I think out of the box, without expansions, Dominion has more legs. I think if you're just buying this game, you will get tired and demand more expansion content from Arnak long before you do from Dominion. And so for me, it's a value proposition.
Is it base game versus base game? Here?
Exactly, yeah. Well, I mean, it has to be because that wouldn't be fair. There is no expansion for Arnak yet. And there's not one for really and we're saying it doesn't. I mean, yeah, I could just it's Dominion plus all expansions. It's a no-brainer. But just base Dominion, base Arnak. I think it's Dominion.
I mean, how many villages can you play? Come on, there's got to be something more than that.
No, I think I don't mean to dismiss Arnak. It's fantastic, and again, I mean, it really escalates. So, back to the other thing, Arnak versus Dune, because that was what everybody was asking last year, because both these games came out within a month of each other, and they're both deck building games that fuse with other stuff. A worker placement game in Arnak's case, and an area control dominance of the planet Dune, and plus worker placement in the Dune game. I would go with Arnak, but that's just a personal thing because Dune is a little cutthroat. It is an area control game. They do make you fight, in addition to everything else. But of the two games, again, man, I sound like I'm really anti-Arnak. I think Dune, I forget what it was called, Dune Imperium, I think, or something like that, was the better game out of the box. And again, it's because the stuff you can do in Dune, the cards you get in Dune have a lot more variety. It's that same Arnak needs more cool things to do, which, again, I'm positive the expansion will fix. And I wonder if the crowd thinks I am crazy. Let's see. Oscar Danny agrees with Dune.
There's got a few people on both sides. Okay, yeah, okay.
And Kabuki Kid agrees with me about Dominion, which I thought would actually be a very unpopular opinion. So far, the audience is all for me.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Spectre says, I like deck builders, but Dominion doesn't have enough diversity within a single game with the original rules. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Dominion really shines when you get those other expansions in there, of course. Let's see. Legendary Encounters, Kabuki Kid's talking about.
That was not the decision.
Well, that was great.
But folks, as you can see, you can spend your channel points and prompt a conversation where we will compare games. Although, when I was setting this up, I noticed I could fix it so only a certain number of these events can happen in a given show, which is good because we don't want to just be completely drowned in them. So, if you do want to spend your channel points doing one of these things, get in there quick before somebody else does it. But I just checked, we don't have any more channel requests in the queue, so I think we are done with the pre-show and we can move on to the real show.
Look at that. Nothing like a 30-minute pre-show, friends.
I don't know if that will be the case every time. But for now, seeing as how we're still working out the kinks here. All right, I just updated our thing at the bottom, so we're going into the real show. Nice. All right, so thanks for showing up for the pre-show, folks. Now I'm getting warm. It's time to take off the slippers. It's getting hot in here. Oh, so take off all your slippers. Now. It's getting so very. I got to take my slippers off.
And you said
I know. Nobody even gave me bits for that. I'm just giving it away.
You gotta earn the bits, man. I'm telling you, it's something about this. The platform just brings it out of you. You know, you're on Twitch, and all of a sudden you're singing, and I'm gonna get the bear puppet. And all kinds of
Benny the bear, bits, beer, bit. I can't even say it. Okay, let's see. So if we're going into the show, yes. Oh, and Brenner has just spent some points to make us. We can't miss him amongst all the other. Yes, please. 30-minute pre-show each week. And now that's interesting. I can't pin him because I got to look into this pin thing. It seems kind of half-baked. Because I want to pin him because he's shouting at us, but I can't do it. But don't worry, Brenner, the whole of chat sees you because you highlighted spending your channel points. Okay. Yep. Use them or lose them, folks. It's not like you're going to save them up. And hey, we just got rated by So Very Wrong About Games.
We're getting rated.
So Very Wrong About Games, the podcast that I often point to whenever everybody says, why is there no real critics? Critical analysis of games in the industry. Why is it all just surface level stuff like that Rahdo hack who just says he loves everything? I always point people to So Very Wrong About Games, the podcast, because they dive deep. I recommend them very, very highly. And I didn't just say that because they rated us and brought us 4 more viewers. Although, thank you very much for that, guys. Okay.
Appreciate it. Okay.
Right. Okay. So,
for these just joining us, this is the pre-show. We haven't even started the show yet. So thank you for the raid and thank you for hanging out with us. We're getting ready to go to the real show or the actual show, and then we are going to be hanging out with y'all doing a little Q&A. So as you see the little scrolling text there, that's what's happening. Are we ready to go, my friend?
We're ready to go.
Let's all hydrate.
And I haven't heard anybody else say that the volume is off. So it appears that's okay. 50 viewers simultaneously, Brenner just pointed out. This is a great inaugural episode. This is going very well. I mean, those aren't quite YouTube numbers, but these are the best numbers we've ever had on Twitch doing the show for 3 months.
Yeah, by far.
And of course, that's kind of the case because, hey, people could watch on YouTube or they could watch on Twitch, and YouTube was just like leeching everybody away. Now Twitch can grow and thrive and flourish. Okay.
Yes.
So, folks, it's at this point that we are done with the pre-show. We are actually moving into the R&R show proper, which means we are going to, do a new contest announcement. We're going to do the What's on Rahdo's Table, in case you've been wondering this whole time, what's on my table, and we're going to do a top 10 countdown. While we're doing this, we are actively recording the show so that I can repackage it and put it on YouTube tomorrow. And what that means is, while we're filming, thank you, Furry, for the 100 bits. We are going to not say thank you when people give us bits. Or raids happen or whatnot, because we're just, it's like you folks are in the audience and we're just like, the crazy audience, what are they doing? We're just trying to record our show right now. But I think we talked about this about halfway through the show. We'll pause for for station identification so we can actually talk to you for a bit, see how things are going. And then we'll pick up again. I'll edit that part out for the real show afterwards. And then after we're done with the show, when we do the top 10 new crowdfunding games, we'll come back and we'll do some Q&A with folks and see if people have requested more channel points events like this or that, or I'd like to buy an argument. You can make us fight. We actually figured out a thing that we very strongly disagree on, and we are prepared to fight about it. Good-naturedly, of course.
Yeah.
Actually, I forgot what it was.
Yep. Oh, I remember what it was, and I just realized we have another one too. You were talking about Hawkeye being your favorite.
We have two very good I would like to buy an arguments then. Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, well,
Yes.
before we get going, though, one more thing. We haven't figured out the secret word. Normally, we do this before the show starts.
Yeah, so we've got a secret word for the giveaway this time, and we're gonna say that word eventually. When we're recording.
We'll tell them that actually during the show, but we have to figure out what is
during
it.
the show. Okay,
I did the secret word last week.
What is
How
it?
about you do it this week? Okay.
Yeah. Last week we did, what did we do last week? It was
Halloween,
right?
Here's
Or
the deal,
something
though.
like
Look at your list of your games, which I don't know. We never share our list beforehand, so I have no idea what you're doing. Pick a game that you want to say that you'll say the secret word at, and then tell us what the secret word is now. Don't tell us what the game is, and then just very smoothly work it in while you're talking about that game.
Oh, that is a good one. Why don't we do? Okay. Oh man, how am I going to do this? Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be super hard.
Yep.
It's
While
gotta
you're
be something
thinking about it,
has to be
Ruckus
something I remember
McGullis points out people who want the full Twitch board game experience should check out the TLN. A month, it's a 24-hour marathon that's organized by yours truly, Ruel Gaviola, and he brings all the board game YouTubers together to do 24 hours of non-stop board gaming every month. I don't know how you do it. It's amazing to me.
It's I don't know how it comes out, but you know what it is. It's a credit to all the people we collaborate with. Myself and the brothers Murph, we founded Tabletop Live Network last year as a way to highlight them each month, get together and we live stream board games and rate each other for 24 hours straight. It's a lot of fun. So thanks, Ruckus, for mentioning that. Okay, here's the word that we're going to do for the secret. For the contest.
By the way, apologies. I accidentally blacked Ruel out for a second there. I pushed the wrong button because I realized, we're not in the show yet. So I took off the we're in the show part. Anyway, continue. What's your secret word? Sorry.
Super fight. Super fight.
Okay, so at some point during the show, and I don't think we'll actually tell the YouTube viewers. So Twitch viewers will actually get a hint. They know it's Ruel who's going to say it at some point. If you're just watching on YouTube, you'll just know you have to listen for the word super fight. Another reason to tune in a day early, folks. And so you're just going to work that in casually. You'll keep on talking. It's not like we're going to stop and wink at the camera or anything like that because we're trying to be subtle about it. Right?
Yeah. That's all we're gonna do. You all know here on Twitch that I will be the one saying super fight at some point during the show, and then that's the clue. You're going to type in the game that we are talking about at that particular moment, and then you will be entered and win a contest.
Yeah, we'll explain all that.
Hey, by the way, speaking of contests,
what?
So last week we did the contest. How many did we get the same
No,
amount
we didn't.
of
Usually,
entries?
as we've been growing, we get to where we get about 1,000 entries a week. People, trying to win. Thank you, Retro Art, for subscribing. We are getting closer to unlocking the R&R Show. By the way, in case we never mentioned it, there's 2 bars up at the top of the screen, folks. Once I get to 50 subs or 1,000 followers, 1,000 followers shouldn't be that hard, I wouldn't think. But so far, we're really winning on subs instead of followers. That will unlock the R&R Show, which means sometime over the next month, Ruel and I will get on Twitch and we will stream playing a game. And instead of R&R, it's Rahdo versus Rahdo. So keep on following, keep on subbing, so we can hit that. And I don't know. I was thinking maybe we should do it in the TL. I can't think of it. Your acronym.
Tabletop Live.
Yeah. We should totally make it an event then if we get enough subs. So right now, if both these get hit, we'll do 2 of them this month, and we'll figure out what games they are.
There you go.
And I see, just saying this has spurned a whole lot of people following. Yay! Oh, it's starting to happen. Cool. Thanks, everybody. I'm sorry, but I interrupted. You were about to say something.
Support everyone. Yeah, no, I was saying just for the contest. So we can go over this again when we actually start the show. The contest parameters and everything. People will be entering the word super
Yes.
fight, or not the word, but the
Yeah,
game
yeah.
that we're talking
We'll
about
explain
when
it
I say.
once we actually. There's no reason to explain it
Yep.
twice. All right. And I think
Yep.
everything else is good to go. Last quick check. Thank you, Quicksand, for another subscriber. Thank you to everybody. This is going better than I could have possibly imagined. This is amazing. But okay, now I'm gonna turn back on the warning, telling people that we are gonna stop paying attention to the chat for a little bit. And if for you who are watching, if people come in halfway through the show and say, why are they completely ignoring us? You can fill it in too, but the text will be on screen there as a reminder. And hey, this time I did it without accidentally blanking us out. Yay me, I'm getting better. And right, so quick pre-show. Sponsored by Arcane Wonders. Hey everybody, it's our 14th episode of the R&R Show. Welcome. And honestly, we don't even have to talk about Twitch or the live stream or any of that stuff because people on YouTube, it's just another episode. Exactly. And so we'll do the hey, what's on the table, and then that will lead into hey, what about new contests? Because spoiler alert, folks. Players can win a copy of Mobile Markets, which is what this game is. Ooh, and then we'll just go right into the top 10. You've got your list of top 10s ready, right?
I am good to go, sir.
The other thing we have to decide is who goes first. Who's number 10 and who's number 1?
I'll go with number 10.
All right, you're number 10? Then I need to change my list because I was going to be number 10. But have I closed Notepad? Why did I close Notepad? Now I got to find it again.
Okay, if you already closed it.
No, okay, I found it. I'm opening it back. Notepad. There we go. All right. So I'm number 9 and number 1?
Yep.
All right, then I need to change my numbers so I don't screw up. Because up till now, I didn't care about screwing up because this is just a casual hanging out with folks chatting. But now we're going to put our game face on. We're going to get serious. We're going to try not to flub. And famous last words there. And we'll see how.
I was just saying, you just jinxed it.
Yeah, I know. Great. I totally did. Okay. Right, okay, I've got my list. You're number 10. So, and I know this is just going to be a regular episode, so that is the last time I say thank you for subscribing and following everybody. If you spend your channel points, we will get to that in the fun half, when we get to the R&R post-show, and we can do whatever cool little things you wanted us to do. Okay, one last swig.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, so everyone, hydrate, and we are going to be doing the R&R show, as you'll see it on YouTube tomorrow. Yes. So just 24 hours away, you get the YouTube version. But thank you for joining us for the pre-show. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's working. I think it's actually coming together.
Absolutely.
I love it when a plan comes together. Yeah. Okay, where is the button I need?
18. Nice reference.
All right, here we go. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, this week's R&R Show is brought to you by Arcane Wonders. And hello, Ruel. How you doing, man?
Oh, good. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, although right as soon as we started recording, I just suddenly rolled over all of my speaker cables that run into my ear, and I can still hear you, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Course.
I hope you can hear me. Yeah. Nothing like recording live. This is
the best. It always is. I'm guaranteed everything will go perfectly swimmingly. There will be no mistakes whatsoever. That is our personal guarantee to you, the audience. And folks, every week, Ruel and I get together and we do a top 10. This week, we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of really awesome crowdfunding games on Kickstarter and GameFound. That I think many of them are starting this month or in the next month. I think I might have one that starts in January because, of course, near the end of the year, crowdfunding starts to slow down a little bit. But yeah,
it's you get the holidays and everything else, and people are just dial things down as most people do. But it'll start kicking back up next year. But that doesn't mean there's like a shortage of games. There's still a ton of games out there that are being released, and we're gonna hopefully give y'all a really nice snapshot of 10 that we really thought or think are amazing.
That are definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
Although there are some rules, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Because the first segment of the Rahdo Talks Through, we don't always do it, but we'll definitely doing this week is the What's on Rahdo's Table. Right.
Yeah. And what the heck is
what is it on my table?
I know what it is.
You might be asking right now. Well, let me go on ahead and find the button. There it is. I'll go to my overhead view. And where'd my overhead view go? Is it gone? Oh, it's gone. Goodness. What happened? You know what it is? My overhead camera has crashed. Because of course it has. Because
Oh
we
no.
spent too much time
Of
goofing
course
around.
it has.
Let me restart the overhead camera. Let's see, I need to go into properties, of course. And then I need to deactivate it
Uh,
and then reactivate it.
well, for what it's worth, it does look like a really cool game, and we will be showing it in just a second here, folks.
There
There
it
it
is,
is. Wow,
folks.
that was quick.
This is Mobile Markets, which is basically the sequel to Smartphone Inc. From a Russian development group and publisher Cosmodrome Games, although it is being picked up by Arcane Wonders. And Jen and I played this for the first time yesterday, and it is fantastic. I already really was hardcore in love with Smartphone Inc. I've often said it's one of the
Smartphone
best
Inc.
modern day business simulator games to have come out in years. But I think this takes it up a notch because it gets rid of the world map. This assumes a world market for smartphones where, it doesn't matter. I mean, people in India, people in South America, people in Canada, it's all one big market. So we got rid of the map, which honestly I don't mind because that was kind of like the mean spirited part of the game where you could get kind of cutthroat and you could undercut people in their markets. Now, there's just customers everywhere in the world that we're trying to sell to, and we're just racing to sell to the more lucrative ones after we get the lower value ones out of the way. And the map is gone, so you might think, oh no, the game's not as big, but other stuff is replaced. We now have marketing cards that we can spend marketing points on. We've got individual technologies. In the original game, they were just group technologies that once somebody got 5G, everybody could get it. But now people can specialize and get their own private cards. But the whole thing is still driven by the original system of, at the beginning of a round, 5 years, you plan, which means you take these little pads that are two-sided, you layer them over, and all the icons you get, and you can get very different combinations of stuff depending on how you combine these two things, indicates all the times you can buy technology, you can invest in marketing, you can actually produce phones, you can sell, and also the sales price. Oh, I've just dropped the price a little bit. I'm trying to undercut my market competition so I can sell to people before Jen gets there, etc., etc. This has always been awesome. It continues to be awesome, and the whole game takes Smartphone Inc. and just simplifies it, streamlines it, makes it play faster, and creates more variability with all the unique cards players can buy. That's a new idea, and also events. Like right now, we're in the third year, and there's a social media PR strike going on, of course. And, I had to reboot the camera, so it's messed up a little bit. But still, you get the idea. So, I really like it a lot. I'll probably be doing a run-through for it this month. But I cannot recommend it high enough. Have you played Smartphone Inc., Ruel?
No, and this it's killing me because I've heard nothing but great things about it. I have friends who are big fans. Before the pandemic hit, there was like a small run of where people were playing a lot in my local gaming group, and I always just happened to miss those times. And I just figured, okay, I'll hit it up next time. And sure enough, pandemic hit, we can't play anymore. And now I think I talked to someone over at Arcane Wonders. They're going to hopefully send me a copy real soon because I cannot wait to play not only Smartphone Inc. but also this new one, Mobile Markets. I mean, they just seem like the type of games that I'd be into, where it's like really thinky and crunchy, but it doesn't take like
Exactly,
5 hours.
yeah.
I really appreciate. I love those games, and I think Arcane Wonders did this really well with Furnace, where every single decision is super tense, and it's like, but it's done in like 40 minutes or something like that. I really enjoy games like this.
Well, I think you'll enjoy this too if you get a chance to play it. And I think there's going to be one lucky viewer of the show who's going to enjoy it too, because it is contest time, folks.
Yes.
We are, every week on the R&R Show, we would like to give a little bit of love back. And so this week, our sponsor, Arcane Wonders, has committed to sending one copy, not this one, this is mine, I'm keeping it, but one copy of Mobile Markets to one lucky winner. Now, unfortunately, Arcane Wonders only has the rights to publish this in basically the United States and Canada. So we're actually doing two giveaways. One giveaway for Canada and America, they viewers, they can get Mobile Markets. Everybody else in the world, don't feel bad. You can win Cascadia. Oh yeah. And again, not this one because this is mine, and you can pry it from my golden hands. This is an awesome tile drafting game, all about building awesome wildernesses, dual tool tile drafting. Everything about it is great. And so, Ruel,
Cascadia is fantastic.
How do they win?
They are going to win by, folks, you have to pay attention during the episode. We're going to say a secret word, and at that time, we're not going to say what, we're not going to let you know that we've said the secret word. You're going to have to figure it out. And you're going to type in, there is the email right there, contest@rahdo.com. You're going to type in the secret word game as a subject. So the secret word is super fight. At some point during the show, either Rahdo or myself will say super fight, and you will have to send an email to contest@rahdo.com with the game that we're talking about when we say, one of us says super fight. Okay. So we did it last week. It was a big success. And, and also in your email, please let us know what country you're in so we know which game to send to you.
Yes.
Okay. So again, that's mobile markets for the US or Canada, and then Cascadia. Cascadia is so good. It's easily one of my favorite games of this year. Michelle and I just played it again the other night. So good luck, everybody.
If you made me choose, if I had to this or that, mobile markets and Cascadia, I think Cascadia is fantastic. I love it to bits, but I think I'd take mobile market over Cascadia. And I mean, that's not to cast shade. They're both wonderful games. Nobody is a loser, except of course for the 100 of people who enter and won't win. But the two people who win, they will both be big winners. Don't feel bad. So remember, listen for one of us at some point to say super fight during the top 10 while we're counting down. And when you hear that, make a note of what game we were talking about at that moment, because you send the name of that game in the subject to contest@rahdo.com. And as Ruel pointed out, please put your country of origin so we know what game you're entering for in the actual body text of the email as well. Right.
All right. Wow. We've taken care of business. Good luck, everybody. Remember, keep your ears and eyes open for that word. Well, not eyes, but your ears. So we will be saying it, and you'll be sending it in. And let's jump right into the topic for today. Top 10 crowdfunding games. These are games that are going to be launched real soon here on Kickstarter and or GameFound, I believe. And I'm going to kick things off, unless we have any other bookkeeping things we need to take care of.
No, I don't think so. It's interesting. I mean, this is, I think, is this the third time we've done this? Because we're basically doing it every month, right? And this month was hard for me
pretty much
because we tried to schedule it for the final week of the previous month. And, because of our timing, we kind of messed up. We're doing it on the first week of November. And unfortunately, one of my games has already launched. And that's breaking the rules, because normally what we do with this show is we go to the list. Kickstarter has a list of about 500 games that are in pre-launch status. And I don't know how long this takes you, Ruel, but it takes me probably 3 hours when I have to do this. And I go through all 500 of these games looking for the ones that really speak to me the most so that we can let you folks know about them. And down in the show notes of this show, there will be direct links. You can go to the pre-launch page and tick the let me know when this game launches. And like I said, it works fine because normally we do it the week before. This week we've done the week of. At least one of my games I know. I did the list last night. I was up till like 2 in the morning, and then I wake up this morning and that just went live.
My gosh.
So we're breaking our rules. Did everything go okay for you though?
Yeah, so I didn't spend 3 hours. I probably spent about 2 hours last night. Same thing, just going through all the games. And I had my, my list. So the way it works, folks, we both have a list, and then we submit them to a third party who doesn't tell each other what we have on the list, and then they compile the best, like the top 5 of each of us, and then we put together a top 10 for y'all. This morning, actually, right before we got together for the pre-show, we were talking. One of mine went live as well. So I am. Also
so we're in the same situation. Okay.
Yes. And actually, why don't we jump right into it? My number 10. Actually, let me send this to you.
You need to send it to me so I can put it on the browser. But what's the name of it?
There it is. Monster Apocalypse.
Monster Poco, Lypse. I might have spelled that wrong because I just tried to put it on the screen. But in the meantime, let's go on ahead. But you can fix that and fix it for me if you like, because I don't know how to spell that. That's a crazy word.
Yeah. If you check in the chat, the Skype chat that we're on right now, I dropped the link.
There you go. There it is. Okay, cool. Let me go on ahead and bring that up for the folks. Our number 10.
There it is.
Monster Apocalypse.
And
this is your one, right? This is actually live.
This is the one that just went live. Yeah, and I've actually had my eye on this for a little while, and I didn't know it was going to launch today, obviously, or else I wouldn't have done it. But there's the video. You can see the video right now. This is based on an older game, older miniatures game, Monster Apocalypse. Now, I'm not really a miniatures game player, Rahdo. I don't know if you are, but I'm not really. This is designed by Matt Wilson, and even if you're not in miniatures games, you may have heard something that he had done before called War Machine. So this is a game that, yeah, he's involved with. This is the board game version of it. To me, I look at it. I mean, you can see it on board here. Or on screen here. To me, this is like King of Tokyo come to life.
Yeah.
Right? King of Tokyo in a miniatures form. You got big monsters. You're destroying the city and each other. You're eventually trying. It's a skirmish game. You're trying to eventually, destroy your opponent by using a ton of dice. And what's really neat though that this version does is, it has the standard 2-player core box, right? 1v1, but there's an expansion you can get, multiplayer, that allows co-op and competitive play for up to 4 players. So the co-op, you're going to have different missions to do, and you and your fellow big monsters, gaijin or whatever they're called, you're going to be destroying the city together in order to complete things. Now, I'm not too familiar with the lore or the story behind the original Monster Apocalypse, but they already have like all the different factions that, like the Guard, the Planet Eaters, the pterosaurs, and the Lords of Cthulhu, right? So these are represented in the this version as well, of the board game version. And so what this does, and this is why I'm interested in it, because, well, number one, big monsters. I'm always in on big monsters. But number two, it takes a miniatures game that I'm not really too familiar with, but it puts it in a more accessible form. Like, I'm always down with rolling dice and battling on the board on board and stuff, but I'm not really into trying to figure out like line of sight and all these other things that miniature games do, right? So this one I feel like it's a good entry point for this style of game, and that's my number 10, Monster Apocalypse.
Are you going to play this with your wife? Or this is a game group game. It looks like, I'm thinking, yeah,
game group game. Now, having said that, Michelle and I, we do enjoy King of Tokyo, so I can pitch that, say, hey, this is King of Tokyo, but with like super cool minis and even more dice, and so maybe I won't rule it past. Like I might bring this to a family game night. I know my nephew, he would love this because we're big King of Tokyo fans, and I know he likes these type of miniatures, and he just wants to battle his Uncle Ruel. So yeah, this would be a good one for the family as well.
Well, okay, that is a good one to start. Oh, and the fact that it's completely breaking the entire rule set of our entire show.
Yeah,
that's okay.
It's live.
We'll let it slide.
Yeah.
But
it went live this morning.
Yep.
Yeah, it's almost raised like 200.
I know. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, it looks fantastic. But let's move on to my number 9. Let me see if I can get that set up. Yes, I think so. My number 9, Ruel, is I'm afraid I don't want to mess up the pronunciation. It is Samu Ramat.
Oh. Yeah.
And actually, it's 2 games, Samu Ramat and Darokar. I'll be honest, I don't know much about Darokar. This is a 2-in-1. I'm coming for the Samu Ramat. And this is actually a game that's going to be on GameFound instead of Kickstarter. It's coming soon. And Samu Ramat is the one that really pulled me in because, just because of everything about it. This is a cooperative game set in the Assyrian Empire, 9th century BCE. And the game really goes deep into the real history about how this Assyrian Empire was ruled by a woman. Which is obviously not what we tend to think about in the ancient world, but very ahead of its time. And interestingly, not only is our leader in this game a woman, this game was designed and the art is done by women as well. And it's from a board game publisher where the CEO is a woman. So I love everything about this game from a representation point of view. That's just absolutely phenomenal. The industry needs more. Relatively needs less of me. We've had enough games from white dudes for years now, so it is great to see something more. But that aside, I'm also excited because of the game. This is a cooperative game, and we don't play Samu Ramat. We play one of her advisors, and we all have special powers because this is a pandemic-style firefighting game. We are cooperatively running around the Assyrian Empire trying to, put down revolts and meet the needs of the people and all of that while following the edicts from our leader, because we've got a lot of different scenarios that will change the game up from game to game. And we have special powers and all of that. And I'm just very, very excited about this game. This is right up my alley. This is the kind of thing I absolutely love. And now, since we're here, I probably should mention the other game. I haven't seen the real page. I assume you can back one or the other. Darokar, 5 Presidents Week, sounds interesting too because it's a history-based game about Argentina, which I have to admit, I didn't even look at it very much. There wasn't quite as much information, but it does have to do with I'm assuming a real world, designed by a native Argentinian. Great.
Okay.
The world does
Nice.
not need more French and German designers, basically talking about all the other countries of the world. How about we let the people of these places actually make a game about their world too? I love everything about all of that. And like I said, I hadn't looked into this one too much because really at the end of the day, my wife and gaming partner is not that much into politics style games, which is obviously what this is all about.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty cool, a very unique theme, but for me, it is all about my number 9, really, is Samu Ramat. Phew,
Wow,
okay.
that looks that looks amazing. I remember seeing this when I was doing the research for it, and I didn't dive deep enough into this. I think that looks awesome. I had no idea it was done all the art by women and so forth, and the design. Really cool. I love seeing that as well, Rahdo. I love seeing more in the hobby, not only as just playing, but designing, and in all aspects of the hobby. I think it's fantastic. Okay, so that was your number 9. Let's move on to my number 8, which will be coming up on screen here soon, correct?
Yep, if I've done it right. Did I get it right?
Okay. We're gonna find out right now. Yes. So apparently I'm all about monsters this week.
Yes,
so my number 8.
Halloween is over, man. It's time to move on.
I know. You know what? It's probably a subconscious thing where I felt so bad about including Whirling Witchcraft in my top 10 horror games that I'm now trying to make up for it. So my number 8 is also on GameFound. It's Gatefall Monsters. It's a game that's coming up soon here on the platform. It's this time though. It's about the classic monsters. You've got Wolfman, Dracula, the Mummy, etc. And this is based on the previous game Gatefall. This is an expansion or a standalone expansion that expands the world. You're going to include these classic monsters, and it's a battle game. You're going to fight each other as these monsters. You're going to get a team together, and it uses deck building as its main mechanism. So everyone starts with the same deck of cards, and you're slowly but surely you're going to play them either to move or fight, which is interesting because it reminds me of a game I played years ago called Carthage, which did a similar thing where you were like in a gladiator arena, and everyone was deck building using cards to fight each other and move around the arena. But this one adds the monsters, and actually adds a victory coin. Is a little different than Carthage, where this one is, instead of last person standing, it's a race to 10 victory points. So you can kill off other characters, but they'll just respawn the next turn, but you will get victory points based on that. This one is from designer Jack Dyer, who you may know from the Super Fight card game. He designed that as well. So he's taking those mechanisms and put them into Gatefall, and Gatefall Monsters is the one that is going to be on GameFound real soon.
Okay. Yeah. Not the kind of thing I'm looking for. You're 0 for 2 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I know this is not your jam. This one, this one is something that me and my friends, we will definitely enjoy. Bashing each other, as the Dracula, Mummies, Invisible Man, all those. I think it's just it's a fun little thing. It's like it reminded me of Horrified, right? You got the Universal monsters, but now instead of doing like the pickup and delivery thing, now you're just in your face, fighting each other because. Of course, it makes sense, right? They're monsters. They're gonna fight.
Right. Yeah. I guess you could actually kind of look at this is a warm up. We're gonna play Horrified tonight. Where we're gonna fight the monsters, but first we're gonna play as the monsters and beat the crap out of each other. Or you could have a quick game of Tokyo, or actually, for the other one, you could have King of Tokyo, and then you could play your number 10. So yeah, you are clearly setting up for big, epic, monster-filled game nights, which you should have been doing last month, but that's okay. We'll let slide.
Exactly.
Around the Ruel Gaviola house, it's every holiday season, it's all about monsters bludgeoning each other, apparently.
Yeah, you can either say I'm late for last month, or hey, I'm really early for next year. That's how I'm looking.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's my number 8. That is Gatefall Monsters.
Well, we are definitely staying in very, very separate lanes because my number 7, sorry, is Ostia, which is another, big Euro-y style game set in the era of antiquities where we are building up the ancient Roman outpost of Ostia, doing all the kinds of stuff you expect to do, harvesting goods, engaging in trade with faraway people and all of that. But what makes me really attracted to the game is I love Moncalas. Ever since I played Trajan from Stefan Feld the first time many years ago, and and just the idea, the Moncala has been around for thousands and thousands of years. So, whenever a Euro designer can take those ideas and turn them into a really cool modern Euro with lots of stuff to juggle. And, because for folks who don't know, a Moncala means it's this circular thing, although originally they were grids. You pick stuff up out of one, you move them to all the other cups. The final cup you move to is what you activate, so that's what the action you do. But in this game, the cup you pull out of, you activate that by harvesting stuff that one does, and then you move and you activate the ultimate thing. So every turn you get this interesting 1-2 of what am I going to harvest where I go, from where I start, and what am I going to do where I end up. And that sounds excellent. And it looks like it's a shared Moncala. So what you're doing to it sets me up to maybe do stuff on my turn. And I thought I was going to move here, but now I can't. I'm going to have to move one extra space. Do I want to do that action? So it looks like it has a lot of really cool stuff. It's coming soon on Kickstarter. It's my number 7, Ostia.
Yeah, I saw this one. I immediately thought, Rahdo's got this on
Of
his
course,
list. This
yes.
has got to be
Oh,
on his
so
list.
you saw it
Sure
too?
enough,
You were looking at it?
Good. I saw it, yes, and it looks gorgeous. And you know what? The reason why I didn't pick, I still need to be sold on the Moncala mechanism.
What?
I don't know what. Yeah, like I like it. I don't love it. I don't know what it is about it. I don't think my brain works that way or something. Yeah, right.
No, but...
I just.
Okay.
What is it about Moncalas that I don't get? I don't understand.
Do you find them frustrating, or is it just? The thing about a Moncala is, well, certainly a game like Ostia, where it's a shared one, they are incredibly tactical. You cannot plan 5 turns in advance. You have to. Well, what did I get? What did my opponents do when it started my turn? And so I'm sure for some people, lack of strategy, more tactics is a problem. But I guess also there's just kind of the. Having to get your head around, which of these I'm going to activate because I'm going to land on this. But more importantly, as I do this, I'm setting up these other cups that I could try to use later. So there's a lot going on. Trajan is amazing. I absolutely love it. So I assume you've tried Trajan?
It's on my shelf of shame.
Because you're afraid of Moncalas. I think we need to help Ruel face his fears, folks. If you ever see Ruel at a convention, offer to play Trajan with him.
Yes,
or my number 7,
play Trajan, y'all, folks. Nice. Okay, let's move on to my number 6. You should have the link coming up real soon there.
Hold on a second.
My number 6.
I probably should have grabbed that ahead of time while we were talking. That would have been the sign of a professional, which I am certainly not. But we will go on ahead and get it up. What is... Right, we're talking about your number 6 now, correct? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So the original game, this is I believe this is a standalone expansion. This is my number 6, Call to Adventure Epic Origins. Right. And I actually saw Call to Adventure played on the Rahdo Run Through channel by our friend Shay Parker.
The very first game on the Rahdo Run Through channel that was a run through, not from me. Yep. Shay did it, and I'll be honest, I had not really cared about Call to Adventure. I thought, it's just a really simple little rune casting game. Shay sold me on it, and I've been curious to try Call to Adventure ever since.
Same here. He did the same thing. He sold it to me, sold me on it, and I like that the whole you're rolling runes, not dice. So it's they're basically like 2-sided dice, right? And very, it's just really thematic. And it's basically character creation, right? You got this fantasy game where you're creating characters well, it reminded me a little bit of Role Player, where you're creating fantasy characters, but that's obviously dice and stuff. This, you're actually rolling runes, and you're going to add, I think it's heritage cards in this version. You'll be telling your origin story. And what Brotherwise Games does is they sell it almost like an RPG style experience, like a session 0, right? As you're creating your characters, setting up parameters for the game. This is... the Origins, this is Epic Origins. So this takes place, it's almost like a prequel. So before Call to Adventure, this is leading into that. So you're going to be doing, taking on challenges and trying to acquire traits, overcoming adversaries and so forth. And you're going to acquire experience points and so forth. So almost it really is sort of like that session 0 of a RPG campaign. I'm looking forward to it because Shay sold both of us on this game, and I want to see what this Epic Origins does as well. So that's my number 6, Call to Adventure Epic Origins from Brotherwise Games.
Cool. And folks, if you'd like to know more about the game in total, just do a Google search for Rahdo Call to Adventure, and you can watch Shay's excellent run through to get an idea of what that game is really all about.
Yes. All right. So that was my number 6. Going to your number 5 now.
Nope. We're going to pause for a second. Because remember, we're number 5.
Oh.
We're halfway through. So I have just added a marker.
Wow.
This is another thing you can do in Twitch. You can add markers as a note to myself that, okay, I have to jump to this part when I'm editing the video and edit out because we're going to take a breather, get a drink, relax for a second. I've already screwed up so many times. And see how Chad is doing. How are you doing, everybody? Let's see here.
See, I collected a camel in the house. Hey, Collected Camel, good to see you on here. So, let's ask everyone watching, like, how's it going? How's the experience so far on your end, friends? We're enjoying it. I mean, it's the first time we were doing this, so there are going to be little hiccups here and there, but so far so good. I'm going to get a little snack, a lemon head, folks.
Okay.
Some candy.
You should do so. You should wave that in front of me and taunt me. Actually, folks, if you could answer, for me, my computer is pushed to the limit doing this. It's running Skype to get Ruel. It's running Streamlabs OBS. It's running... you'll notice I'm not in Chrome. I'm trying to save my computer. I'm using Calibri, which is like the smallest footprint browser there is on the market, so I'm trying not to overtax. But I do notice every once in a while when you're talking in my ear, I hear it a little choppy. I'm wondering if the audience has heard that choppy at all. If my computer slowdowns are affecting the actual stream, because that would be something good to know. Please do let me know, folks. Alrighty. Oh, and in the meantime, hey, what the heck? Quicksand asks, what are your thoughts about Marvel Dice Throne? I love Marvel. Dice Throne is very cool, but not for me, because it's just all about, punching and kicking and trying to... It's dueling wizards. Dueling Marvel characters is better, but still just not something for me. I imagine you would dig it.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, I'm all about it. Yeah, I enjoy Dice Throne. Now, having said that, I think Dice Throne works only best at 2 players. I played a 6-player game. With it.
Really?
It was a disaster. It was a disaster. Yeah, took way too long with that type of game. It's 2 players only for me for that. But yeah, same thing. Marvel characters, I'm all about it. Someone says, I think Christy said, sound quality is good, but there's a buffer every so often.
Oh, really? Okay.
Spectre said, I've heard choppiness once. I think it was still the pre-show, though. Okay.
All right, well, cool. Okay, so it's going okay. Let's see. Cabbage is asking about Artisans of the Taj Mahal or Karagar-e-Taj, which I believe launched yesterday and is already funded. It's so fantastic. I'm not mentioning it on my list because we actually mentioned it in the last... when did we mention it? I think we mentioned it the last time we did crowdfunding. It has made a previous list.
Yep.
That's another thing we didn't mention right up front. We're trying not to repeat ourselves. Every time we're always trying to give folks 10 new and interesting things. But yeah, thanks for bringing it up, Cabbage. I'm so happy that they have been succeeding so well, so quickly. Let's see. Orc Sodani says the overhead cam was a bit laggy. Now that could be because it had just crashed and I had to restart it. That's kind of a bummer. Okay. That was a bit embarrassing. I think I'll live with it. I don't think I'm going to edit that part out, but yeah. So, all right, so you've had your chat. Oh my gosh, by the way, we're up to 41 subs, just 9 more subs, and we're going to have to do an RVR show.
Wow, that's amazing.
Which, by the way, I suggest Trajan as the RVR show now. Yes.
Bring it. Let's do
people
it.
can watch you literally mentally implode over the space of 2 hours. I mean, that is one we could do. That's a total doable one because we both have a copy of it. We have our private board. We'd have to put the main board. I don't know. That's probably a bit much. I was thinking more like Codenamesy type stuff, quite frankly. Let's see. Oh, and thank you, Hero Logic, for handing out some gift subs to people. Very, very good. Another cool thing about Twitch, you can spread the love to other folks. Because, and for folks who don't know, because I know there's still a lot of people who this is their first time on Twitch. On Twitch, there are ads. That's how we're making money off of this thing. But if you don't want to see the ads, if you subscribe, then you don't see ads. If you, but I mean, whoever Hero Logic just gifted a subscription to, or get to Voided Squirrel. Voided Squirrel, for the next month, you will not see ads on this channel. And as you also subscribe, you get access to like little custom emojis. I don't have an artist friend, so I just made my own custom emojis. I did one of those cartoon filters on my face doing and goofy stuff, so people who subscribed can have a surprised Rahdo look and stuff like that. I need to do something better, but actually I was kind of fond of them, to be honest.
I thought those were fun. And folks, again, just a quick reminder, if you are an Amazon Prime member, you do get one Twitch subscription free per month. So you can always use that here. That'll let you bypass the ads that you'll see on Twitch. So, Slivers is in the house. Hi, Slivers. Goblin981 asks, is RVR them playing a game? Yes. So if
there we go.
reach our
People
goal,
starting to
then
be startled.
Rahdo and I will play a game.
Smiling. I'm startled. I think the level 3 is where if you get up to the level 3, which admittedly is expensive, then you can get the Rahdo Grumpy. Where I just made a really angry type face, because it's a way that you can express surprise or happiness or anger.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, too, right now, I can only create a couple of them, but apparently I've got achievements I can unlock that can allow me to make more of them to give to you folks. And so when that happens, I'll probably just have like a whole suite of me making funny faces that you can get at the level 1. We'll worry about all that stuff as things go on, because I'm still learning my way around.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Meeple Maven has one quick question here. So with Prime, do you have to resubscribe every month? Yes, you do. It's not a reoccurring thing. Basically, after the month's up, it just resets, and you'll have to resubscribe. But yeah, thank you for your support, friends. Okay, we good to go back into the
let's
show.
see. Hold on a second. Before we go on, no, I guess it's fine. Yeah, because Ruel, right before we go on, is sending me his numbers in Skype, and then I'm copying and pasting them in. The problem is Skype is automatically creating them as clickable links, so I can't select them and copy them and paste them. So what's happening is I'm having to quickly open them in Chrome, get the URL out, and then bring the URL over to Calabri, which is kind of defeating the whole purpose of trying to take it easy on my CPU. So I don't know if you can actually paste them to me in Chrome in such a way that Chrome doesn't automatically turn it into a clickable link.
Yeah.
I assume if you did it without the HTTP, I mean, if you just do the www part, or even forget the just start with kickstarter.com/whatever, do one of those and see if it happens. Sorry, folks. This is another reason I want to take a break, because we're still smoothing out the kinks here.
Yeah. So I'll take off the.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just it kind of. Oh, I guess what I could do is if I just make Calibri my default browser, then I could just click on them and it would all be fine. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm not going to go into the guts of Windows settings and reassign things. But that would be the easiest.
Okay, so in the Skype chat, I'm going to drop it in.
Yeah, let's just see what happens. Not that anybody else can see. Okay. That worked. Yeah. Give me your links like that. That will be perfect. It's a little bit of extra work for you, but it saves my poor, tired, overtaxed computer. All right, and you're apparently, cool. So we can go back to. But anyway, we were about to go into number 5, weren't we? I think that's where we were.
We were, yeah. We were going to go into number 5. So far, so good.
All right. And so for the YouTube people, there just would have been a brief jump cut. If we do it right, they won't even notice.
Yeah,
all right.
It's going to be smooth as silk, these transitions. Love it.
Okay. And hopefully you folks are, I mean, basically you're getting some behind the scenes here, because this is the way we record. But yeah, it is kind of nice to be able to stop halfway through and just not stay perfectly on target the whole time.
Yeah. This is
all right.
great.
Okay, doke. Where am I looking for? Okay, so I've got that. I've got my number 5 queued up. I am okay. Oh, by the way, are you messing with the? I mean, so far I've been putting all the names at the bottom of the screen. Do you want to take that over, or do you want to get me doing it?
Are you talking about the actual number?
Yeah, number 6, Call to Adventure Epic Origins.
Yeah, no, go ahead and I mean, I have the that one thing open. But it hasn't. It's weird because so I've got Streamlabs running, and it's got this really weird thing where it's like, this is all behind the scenes stuff that we don't care. Basically, it's on night mode or something, dark mode or something. It doesn't. I'm just gonna close this and open it on a browser, so I can't see it.
Oh, I see. Because it's like dark text on a black background kind of a thing.
Yeah,
and that didn't happen yesterday when we actually did the test, did it?
It did not.
Of course it didn't. Of course
it
didn't. Yeah, because I thought,
Yeah.
wow, we worked this all out. Ruel was going to do some of the heavy lifting. He's like, nope, he's just making me do everything.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, how about this? Why don't we go to number 5? I can do some of this lifting here.
Cool. Awesome.
So,
All right. Well, I mean, if you just do your own, because you can just have it ready and then you'll be ready to save the moment you say it. Whereas me, as soon as you say it, I gotta frantically type it in. Oh, before we go though,
Okay, here,
Goblin 981, you keep your Rahdo points. They accrue. The longer you're watching live, the more you get. Also, every once in a while, you'll see a little treasure chest appear. If you click that, it's just to encourage you to be paying attention instead of just, you could just put the stream on and then walk away and be earning the points. But if you stay and you click that little treasure chest, you get bonus points. So it's a way you can level up faster. But don't worry, if you don't spend them now, you'll have them next week. You'll have them, when we do the R&R show that we are only 6 subs away from, I'm doing. And oh, by the way, Good Time Society. It's Becca Scott is in the house. Hello. Well, I don't know.
Hi,
Becca might have bailed as soon as she saw who she was rating. But wow, how exciting! That is very cool.
Hi, Becca. Hi, Jake. Hi, friends from Good Time Society. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ruel. We are doing the R&R show live here on Twitch, and you're seeing a little bit of the behind the scenes. Making this of the sausage, so to speak, as we record this for YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube tomorrow, but we're live here on Twitch right now. So thank you for joining us, and thanks for the raid, Becca.
Yes, Becca, wherever you are the best. Someday we have to collaborate. I have been your biggest fan forever. But anyway, that's for another day. Someday I just got to get on a plane and come down and sleep on Ruel's guest bed for a week and hang out with Paula Deming and Becca and the brothers Murph and Our Family Plays Games. No, Our Family Plays Games. They aren't in LA. I always assume they're in LA.
They're out in Nebraska.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm flying out to Nebraska anytime soon, but someday I'm going to make it down to SoCal and hang out with all the cool kids. Oh, and look. Oh my gosh, we're one away from unlocking the RVR show. Thanks to the generous gifting from OCS1 Spectre. And we did it. We've done it. Well, I don't know if we really should do Trajan. I think that would be a bit much, but we'll figure something out. Folks, sometime this month, we will be playing, Ruel and I, a game. I guess now it's unlocked. I could take that off the screen, can't I? I don't need it there anymore. I'll leave it there as a triumphant reminder. Yeah. Thanks for pushing us over the top, and thanks to everybody who is supporting the show. And again, thanks to Becca. But now, folks, here's the deal. You jumped in at the perfect time because we were taking a break. We are about to now go back to continue. It's just me and Ruel recording the R&R show so we can put it on YouTube tomorrow. So, as you can see, the scrolling banner at the bottom, we're not going to be paying attention to you for a little bit because we're just trying to film the show. But yeah, definitely stick around, chat, have a good time, spend your channel points, make us do all kinds of things, and we'll do them after we finish recording. Make sense? Okay, then one more swig.
So I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to see if I can update the text at the bottom.
Yeah, go ahead. Just confirm it's working.
And then, going to confirm it's working. Let's see. All right, it works.
Oh, did you do that?
I just did that.
How did you know my number 5?
It was on the list here.
Oh, yes, because here's the thing. I put all mine on there because I assumed you weren't looking. And so okay, cool. It's working.
I'm looking now. So
all right. Let's see. But now, to ensure that we have the smooth transition from where we quote paused, we need to switch it back to number 6.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Right now.
Are you doing it or am I doing it?
Whoops. I'm doing it right now. This is fun. I'm. You should see what I'm doing. I'm like cutting and pasting. I'm trying to move stuff.
Meanwhile, the audience is talking about what Moncala game they want to force you to play.
That's a great. Yeah, folks, let me know. I would. Oh man, I don't know what's out there. Like, what other games use Moncala? Does Gold West use a Moncala? Doesn't? No,
it doesn't. But,
I don't remember.
That is going deep into the woods. We are not going to do that right now.
We'll talk about that later, folks.
Have you gotten it back to number 6? Yes, Epic Call Adventure. Perfect. Okay, so are you going to put the number 5 on since you've got it? Okay, cool. Then, all right, we're ready. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. But folks, we're not done. We are only halfway through this list. So let's move on to my number 5, which is Honey Buzz Fall Flavors. And I'll be honest, This came out of nowhere. I had no idea we were going to be getting more Honey Buzz. It's just when I sat down and started studying the 500 games in the queue that I just saw this, like, oh my gosh, and coming next week on November 9th. Now, for folks who don't know, Honey Buzz is one of the many games. Over the last couple of years, we've had an explosion of bee-themed games. Really for the last half a decade, really. And I think that's because, about a decade ago, society at large started becoming aware of the problems that bees are facing, colony collapse and all that. And that, at the exact same time, put an idea in a lot of board gamers' heads of, we should make honey games. We should make bee games. And so over the last few years, they've just been kind of drip feeding out. And of all of them, I would have to say Honey Buzz is by far the biggest, richest, heaviest Euro crunchy style game, because it is a game where players control a hive of bees that are going out, harvesting the pollen, bringing them back, growing honey. But it's got so much going on. It's a tile laying game. It's got two completely different modes. One with like kind of a deduction element to it. If you want to know more about Honey Buzz, you can go watch the run through I did for it when it was on Kickstarter. And bear in mind, oh my gosh, the final version of Honey Buzz is so gorgeous. One of the most beautifully produced games that have come out in years. I think it actually got several Best Produced Games of the Year awards. So it's beautiful, it's heavy, and as of next week, going on Kickstarter, there's going to be a fall flavors. And honestly, I didn't even look at what was coming. Open up the honey stand and bring the pumpkins. It's time for the first expansion. I don't even know what that means. That's right, because another thing you're doing is, everything you're doing is to make the honey to actually sell to the animals of the forest. And so it's a really cheap it looks very simple and family friendly, but it's crunchy as all get out. Jen and I were super impressed by it, and I'm very, very excited now that it is coming. My number 5, Honey Buzz Fall Flavors.
Yeah, I completely missed this.
You didn't see it.
I don't know where this just didn't. I didn't even see it. I don't know how I missed this, but yeah, it's obviously, if you're a fan of Honey Buzz, you got to get this expansion. So that is your number 5.
That's number 5. So we're moving now on to your number 4, sir. And I see you have sent me the link, so I am ready to go. Yep. I have put the link in the browser. So what's your number 4, baby?
My number 4, and let's see if the title's gonna show up here. Yep. I want to make sure. Yes, Floating Floors. Mm-hmm. This one immediately caught my eye because, I mean, look at this. It's such a funny combination. To me, it was funny. It's an abstract game and a dexterity game in one, which I can't. That's just bizarre to me. But tactical game for 2 to 4 players from designer Takashi Sawada. You're ninjas, and what you're trying to do is cross these floating floor boards and get to your rival get the boss, right? So you got that abstract thing going on where you're trying to capture the other players, like king or queen or whatever. But as you're moving them, you have to make sure you don't knock any of those pieces off these tiles, which are not actually floating, but they're on top of other meeples or other wood bits. So if you knock them down, then you trigger. I think you trigger some kind of abilities or whatever, or you can change where your rivals are at actually on the board itself or the tiles themselves. So unique. I don't think I can think of a game like this. I like dexterity games. I like abstract games, but for 2 of them to be mashed up sort of blew my mind, and I can't wait to check this one out.
I can't believe this. I wanted to actually go show a video of it because there's a bunch of them. But if I do a search for floating floors, all I get is this old house type stuff. All right. All right, so we'll just stick with the picture.
Looking at the video, I was like, oh, that's actually a floating floor.
Yeah, I went off script. Now we're on to that. Oh man,
what is this, folks?
This is what happens, folks. I gotta stay on target. It is very cool. It's an interesting thing too. It's coming out of, if I recall correctly, an Australian development house, and Stella of Board Game University is not the designer of it, but she's involved in the development of it. And so I was trying to find her video of it because they've already filmed it. It's so cool, the idea that you've got all these things, you're trying to move your meeples around, but they might tip and tilt unless you buttress these cards by putting cubes underneath them. So it's got this very cool 3D tactical element to it, a tactical game of balance and cunning that I tried to actually show you in action and failed because floating floors means something completely different to YouTube. But still, yeah, a very, very cool choice. That one this made my short list. This would have been in my top 10
Oh.
actually. So I'm glad.
Nice. Okay.
I'm glad it made it on your list as well. That is very, very cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I just immediately, just looking at it, immediately thought of, like, we talked about Onitama like last week or the other week, and it's like Onitama but dexterity version. But yeah, so that's my number 4. Let's move on to your number 3.
Yes, my number 3 is series, which is
Yes.
a big deal for me because it is from Greek publisher Artipia Games. And I don't know if you've noticed, Ruel, but Artipia Games has really just been flying under the radar now for a while. Honestly, I was kind of worried that, maybe they were one of the board game developer publisher houses that had not survived COVID, because it has taken some publishers out. And so when I saw that a new game from Artipia Games was set for pre-launch, oh man, I won't deny I got a little teary-eyed, because I actually know Konstantinos. I've been to, when Jen and I have visited Greece, I've hung out with them. Jen has actually helped box up games for them, and they're just the best people in the world. And when I saw they were still alive and kicking, I was very, very excited. But all that aside, putting aside my personal affection for Artipia Games as a publisher, it looks like a really great game too. It's a sci-fi worker placement game of space corporation. You mine asteroids, you consult the Mars Council, you enlarge the Ceres colony, and unfortunately, that's all I can tell you. I searched. There are no videos. There's hardly any pictures. Apparently, there was a demo of this you could play at Essen Spiel, which I totally would have sought out if I could. But right now, there's not much info. But you had me at Artipia Games making a Euro-y worker placement game. Oh, one thing I do remember that was very, very cool. Apparently, they've this is not just a flight of fancy. They have actually consulted astrophysicists to try to get the science correct. And so I'm always happy about that. So I am happy on so many levels, just knowing that Artipia is back, baby, as one of the best. And,
Nice.
and they're doing something other than just expansions for Pursuit of Happiness, which is also an amazing worker placement game, by the way. Someday we need to do a top 10 Artipia Games list, actually. They've done so many great things over the years. And maybe series will make the list. But that was my number 3.
Yeah, you had me at sci-fi worker placement game. I'm all over this. This looks fantastic. Okay, let's move on to my number 2, which I will put on screen here.
Okay.
So this is my number 2. And I want to make sure I pronounce this correctly. Is it Tindaya?
I believe it is, sir. Tindaya from Red Mojo Games.
Tindaya. Yeah, designer Lolo Gonzalez. Oh, wow. The first comparison I want to make to this, it really felt like Spirit Island to me. It's a survival game with, they call it the soul of a Euro game, right? So you're going to settle, progress, and battle invaders. Invaders are coming to your land, and you're playing as the natives. And you can play cooperatively, you can play competitively, or you can play a solo game. And there's also apparently a trader variant, which I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But what you're doing is you are...
hold on a second. I'm going to do something.
Tribes.
Give people a little bit of fun. You keep talking. Okay. I'll be right back.
You can show some floating...
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to find more floating floors, but I'm going to give people a little sneak peek because most people probably don't realize Shay has filmed a run through for Tindaya. And it is on hardcore lockdown embargo because this isn't going live, or Tindaya isn't going live until early 2022. So we'll be putting the video up at that point. But what the heck? Behind the scenes, I've got access to it. I could just show you folks a little bit of it right now. Let me see if I can find that link.
You're not breaking any embargoes, are you?
No. It's not really an embargo. I was okay. I pushed the wrong button. I'm going off script. Okay, so no one can see me typing in the URL of Shay's Tindaya video. So we can just show a little bit of the gameplay. And then, I'm sorry, I was so rude. If I'd known this was coming, I would have prepped it ahead of time. But there we go. So anyway, please continue talking about Tindaya. Here it is.
Yep. Wow. Look at that.
Now you're just going to sit there and watch it in silence.
And just watch it, yeah. So what you're doing is, a couple of things stood out to me. So the one thing that really stood out to me is, like, you know how, like, in worker placement games, you have to feed, your villagers and so forth, and do all that stuff. This does the same thing where you need to feed your workers, but it's really interesting where you're offering to the gods as well. So you don't want to take too little and make the gods unhappy, and your villagers starve. But you don't want to take too much because you're going to produce waste and enrage the gods, and obviously bad things will happen. So I like that twist on it. Also, let's see if it's Shay. Yeah, you can see the islands there that you're developing. Some of those are going to merge,
Yes.
right? And so some of those will merge, and I believe even disappear. So that's going to affect your strategies as well. So yeah, this looks really, really good. I mean, it looks outstanding. It's got that Spirit Island vibe where, you know, you are the natives on the island worrying about, you know, predators and conquistadors and so forth, while also trying to, you know, produce goods that so you can live. So yeah, I'm assuming this might have been on your list, Rahdo, or near your top 10 for this show.
Well, I mean, I of course have seen the video. I have talked with Shay about it, and Shay has very much convinced me that it is in fact excellent. It is a phenomenal game. So
yes.
you were definitely right to put it on the list. Honestly, it just didn't even occur to me because I already knew we had covered it, and you just didn't know. And so, so it's no big deal at all. It's totally fine. For me, it was just like, okay, this is something I'll talk about at the end of the December one, because, you know, I think it's going live in January, maybe February. I don't remember for sure. So yeah, that's why it just didn't occur to me to put it on. But for you, this was just a spontaneous. You found it. You thought it looked fantastic. And it does,
awesome.
and it is, and I can confirm it is a fantastic, excellent choice on your part, Tindaya. Well done, sir.
Cool. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. So let's get to the top of the list now. Your number one.
Yes, my number one is, we talked about this right up front, how some of the games were actually live and I didn't realize it. Yesterday, this game was not live. Yesterday, this was a coming soon game, but it went live this morning, but I still love it anyway. It is, how am I going to pronounce that? Jiangnan Life of Gentry. And hey, one thing that's nice about it, since it is live, I can actually just play you their video, which shows it off to great effect. Actually, I don't know if it does or not. I assume it does. I haven't actually watched this video yet. I was expecting just to talk about over a static image. But this is obviously set in ancient Asia. Let's see. Okay, this is all very nice. Let's jump to the gameplay stuff. Because from what I understand, the cool element of it is it's a worker placement game, so you're interested, I know. And you have these master workers, and then they have students, which are like little tiny versions of them. And when you put a master worker on the board to do whatever you're going to do, you know, harvesting resources, convert things, activate special powers, etc., etc. And also it's a bag building game too, because you've got all these tiles that indicate what the masters can do when you place them. So that's all very, very cool. And you've got this sliding bag building tile thing going on. You've got the worker placement stuff. But the important thing is whenever you place your master to activate a section, there's a boat in front of where the master goes, and you put one of your students on the boat. And eventually, once those boats are full, they are going to slide away, and they're going to go to a completely different board. And so your students who are kind of being passively put on these boats will get the opportunity to activate this totally different thing later on. So you've got this 1-2 setup that just sounds fantastic to me. I am very, very keen on giving it a go. I think there's another video down here somewhere. I mean, it's got tons of stuff, all kinds of cool special powers, historically, accurate game settings and all of that. Where was the other video that shows these stuff?
So many bits. Yeah, you got that deluxe version with a playmat. Oh my gosh.
Okay. I'm not going to find that other video because,
I know there's one. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Well, people got to see it on the main video. And as you can see, folks, there's a lot of people who covered it. It makes me wonder, why didn't they contact me? I would have covered it. I mean, since every other channel out there is covering it. All right, we'll just go back to the very pretty one. I'm not buying. No. Oh, the video is over, so I can't play the video. It makes me want to back it, which would be a first, a live backing on the show. But no, we're not going to do that today. But I will say the game looks gorgeous. Mo Ideas Game Design is definitely an under-the-radar publisher, but they put out a lot of good stuff. I know you're a big fan of them, I believe, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, what are the games they designed? My games... I'm looking up right now because I forget what games they've built.
Yeah, you were not prepared because we did not actually coordinate our list.
I was not prepared, and it's funny because I remember seeing this game. I thought it looked fantastic, but I didn't see what other games they did. Anyways, game looks fantastic. You can see all the deluxe bits and stuff. I mean, it's just it's
Yes,
gorgeous.
I suspect it will be fantastic.
Good choice for number
Yes.
one, man. Good
Phew.
choice.
Okay. Well, that's it, folks.
Woo.
Those
All right.
are the 10 hottest upcoming, although in a couple cases ongoing, because they're actually live right now, games that we found. And I think that's it. We have made it to the end of another episode of R&R. Oh, and I am exhausted, folks. How are you doing?
Same. I'm right there with you. I am exhausted, but you know, it's been a lot of fun, and it's always interesting to see what's out there on Kickstarter and GameFound. So many amazing ideas that are actually being built and put together, and we're going to see it on the tabletop in the near future. That always excites me, and I know excites everyone as well. So looking forward to the games.
Then. I think we are done. Hopefully, folks, you were paying attention, because at some point in all of that jibber jabber we just did, there was a secret word stated, as you may recall. What was the secret word, folks? Yep. It was super fight. So if you heard either Ruel or myself say super fight at some point, you need to remember what game was it said in, and then you need to send that game name as the subject of an email to contest@rahdo.com, so you can enter to win either a copy of Mobile Markets or a copy of Cascadia. And it's on you. Go and find it. Hopefully it won't be too tough to figure it out. But that's it. Otherwise, I think we are out the door. You got any closing words, Ruel?
Yeah. Just a quick reminder for people entering the contest: include your country of origin so we know which game you'll be entered into. So the U.S. Canada is for Mobile Markets, and Cascadia for the rest of the world.
What would I do without you? I would just stumble around and forget half the stuff I need to do. But that's it, folks. We are done. Another R&R.
Looking at floating floors.
Yes. I'd be watching Better Homes and Gardens on floating floor videos. That was ridiculous. But anyway, thanks as always for watching, folks. And thanks very much. Oops, that's the wrong button. Let's try that again. Do it right. Do it right. Okay. And thanks again to the sponsor of the show, Arcane Wonders. Have a good day, everybody. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye. Oh, we did it. Kind of. Did we do it? Did we really? I totally flummoxed that. What did I go to? I went to overhead zoomed in right view, which is right next on my big scene list to box cover 2. I just totally clicked the wrong thing. Oops. But that's okay. People will forgive me. Oh, and Becca Scott is still with us. And Becca, you are very kind to say that we nailed it when I so very much did not nail it. I'm afraid. But fortunately, Ruel was there, and he just exudes so much charm. As you know, working with him on the regular. Oh, man. Every freaking week. Every time we do a Ruel, every month, we keep saying, this is the one we're going to say. Hey, if you haven't heard enough of Ruel talking about stuff. And we did it again. And Becca was even here. I could have properly impressed her, which is how much I enjoy her show, by giving her the most basic courtesy of doing a shout out for her show. That would have been really good. You know what? We're not ddan.
We're going to do the shout out right now, though, for our
No. That is not good enough. It's going into the YouTube thing. So, folks,
okay.
I'm gonna have to. The last thing I want to do is edit. I hate editing, but I'm gonna edit. Let's go back to right. So, and plus it'll give me a chance to throw to Arcane Wonders correctly without all of that business. So, alrighty. Okay. So what did I say? What can I need to stop myself. I think we did. I said and thanks. Or what did I say? What's a good?
So we joked about the floating floors, and then we said you went to Arcane Wonders, thanking them for sponsoring the show, and then right?
Okay, you know what? No. Okay. It's Good Time Kickstarters, right? Or Good Looking Kickstarters is the name of the show.
Good Times. So the show is Good Looking.
Good Looking Kickstarters on the Good Time Society, right? Okay. All right. So I was just about to say, and wait, folks. Before we go, I would be very remiss not to give a big shout out to Becca Scott of the Good Time Society, because in case you don't know, well, if you love watching me talk to this man about Kickstarters that are coming in the future, well, you might want to watch him talking to Becca Scott, one of the coolest people in board game media. The two of them get together, I believe, every 2 weeks to do good-looking Kickstarters. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, every 2 weeks we look at the projects that are most exciting to us that are currently being funded. And I've had the pleasure of working with Becca for a few years now, and she is absolutely amazing. And yeah, so check us out every 2 weeks over there on the Good Time Society YouTube channel, and there will be a video posted today, or
Oh, really?
tomorrow, or whatever day.
Okay, well, great.
Yeah,
You know what? There's going to be
we
a
have
link
a
for
brand
that
new episode
down
coming
in
out.
the show notes of this very episode, folks. So after you're done here, check the link in the show notes. Go get some more of him talking some more Kickstarter and Game Found, just crowdfunding in general goodness. But I think with that, folks, we have reached the end of the show. And so I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. And also, thanks very much to Arcane Wonders for sponsoring the show. Have a nice day, everybody. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye. Okay, that was better. I feel better about that. Even if I now have to do work.
Nice.
Work.
Well
And you know what?
done.
I think Becca was so disheartened, she actually left. I don't see her. Oh, wait, no, she did say something. What did Becca say on her way out the door? I can't believe this guy. He's so unprofessional. Yeah.
I love what Becca said. Your hate of editing has established your whole style. What a wonderful example of function creating form.
Wow.
Amazing.
That is a very sharp and very kind thing to say, Becca. Thank you very much. If you have not left,
No, Becca's still here.
she's still hanging.
she's
Oh,
free
okay, yeah.
answering emails. Yes.
All right. Well, folks, so that was that. And as promised, we are now in the R&R post-show Q&A edition. So it's at this point that Ruel and I can answer a few questions. I don't know, how long have we been going? We started at noon. It's 1:45. So you want to do
we're
15
getting
minutes
close to
of
2
closing
hours.
stuff, and then we'll be out of here at 2?
Yeah.
All right, then. Then
Do we have anything to
that is a good
redeem?
question. Let
Any,
me go over and look at if anybody spent their channel points to make us dance. All righty, where is it? It's this button, manage reward
or make you
requests.
sing. You were singing
I
earlier,
did sing,
folks.
and no one even paid me any channel points for it. No! Folks, somebody must have enough channel points now to do a Trivial Pursuit or this or that or something like that. If it's not working, please let me know. I only set all this stuff up this weekend. For all I know, it's not. It might actually be broken. But yeah, I mean, there's no reason to hoard these. It's not like if you get 100,000 of them, you're going to be able to do something. They're here to spend so that you can make your chats stand out, or you can make Ruel and I, do various and sundry things. But in the meantime, I guess we can.
Jordan's the first ask. They asked, what are you going to play for the R&R RVR
That is a good
show?
question.
So
honestly, I had no expectation that we were actually going to hit it today. We did.
Really?
I don't know. It's very kind of you to say, but we talked about it yesterday, and I proposed it, and you said, "Yeah, that sounds good." So we're gonna do it. Do you have any thoughts? I mean, well, here's the question, folks. What do you want to see? Because the obvious thing is to do a Codenames-esque game, because that means you can play along. Codenames, I'd be a clue giver, Ruel would be a clue giver, and you, the audience, would be the clue receivers, and you'd try to do the best for both of us, and one of us would be the winner. So that's really great. But hey, you know what? If you want to see a crunchy, heavy Euro, if you want to see mobile markets, maybe we can get Arcane Wonders to send a copy down to him, and we could play that. Or we could play Cascadia. It could be anything, really. And we haven't talked about it all. I was mostly leaning towards stuff that would work well, like bingo-style roll and writes. I mean, because people could play along as well. If we did like the railways games where you roll the colored dice. Everybody could play then.
Yeah, Railroad Inc. Yeah, anything like that will work. So yeah, folks, let us know what you would love to see played online here, and we'll figure it out. Sliver said Dice Throne.
Goblin says Rolling Realms. That's
Rolling
a
Realms.
good idea. Do you have Rolling Realms?
I like.
You
Rolling
have it?
Realms. Actually, no. I should take that. I liked. I played one of the early versions when Jamie was still, doing the P printed blade versions last year. I don't have the final version yet.
I need to contact Jamie and get him to get you a final version. Because here's the deal. I was going to do a run-through for it this month anyway.
Okay. Why don't we do the live play? We could do all the realms or whatever. There's like 9
I'm not
realms,
quite sure
right,
how it
that
all
you can
works.
play?
I have not actually played it yet. But that is...
Oh, you have? Oh, You'll
Oh, I'm
like
very
it.
excited
It's
about it. Yeah.
good. It's got this sort of Guns Sean Clever style to it, where you're trying to combo a bunch of stuff. Really good roll and write.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, that is, if we can make that happen, that's what it's going to be, because I just think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Plus, I
Okay.
believe it can be.
So is anyone?
It can, oh, by the way, folks, did Ruel just go choppy for a second? Because I thought I saw somewhere a little glitch.
I just Yeah, on my end, it looked like my screen got smaller, and then it came back up, and it
Yeah,
was
I think
choppy,
that basically
so.
meant for a brief moment you were completely cut off. And I've got these, I've got these animation things that fly around and whatnot, and so it probably animated you leaving and then coming back.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
I'm
you're
back.
Okay, cool. Well, we're here to do
Cool.
Q&A, aren't we? We just got so dealt in that. I'm sure somebody's asked a question.
Yeah, we have. Let me see. Meeple Maven asks, "Is punctuation required in the secret word game titles?"
Good question. In the secret word game titles, you know what? No, it's not. Don't worry about it. I set up, in Outlook, because the emails just come directly to me. contest@rahdo.com comes to me, and I just set up a filter that will automatically send anything to the contest folder, and so if you spell it wrong, a lot of times people spell the game wrong, and then it just sits in my inbox. I'm like, oh, whoops, they typoed it, and so I just manually put it in. So of the hundreds of people who actually enter, there are dozens that I have to manually add because there's a typo or there was a misunderstanding. So don't sweat it too much. As long as I can look at it and I can see that you understood what game it was, you're entered. You're good to go. And you know what, Ruel? I just checked. We have there can be only one, and we have a Trivia Pursuits. We've got 2 requests.
Oh,
which one do you want to do first?
Let's do the trivia.
Okay, I'm going to mark that as complete. And to do that, that
awesome.
means I get to bring up another toy. Let's see, the spin wheel.
Yeah.
The spin wheel.
So you have
Alrighty,
this.
which should come up in a second, and then I got to come over here to get the spin the wheel. Where's that interface for spinning the wheel? Oh, that's the wrong screen. I've got so many screens. I spent so much time preparing for everything, and now it's all falling apart. Right, so I have to go to the widgets page, which is very slowly loading, and then I have to go to all widgets. Go to the spin wheel, and it's at the wrong. All right, spin. And what are we gonna get?
Oh, it works! Yay!
You have to move your head around to be seen. I didn't think about that. Oopsie. All right, it looks like Rahdo. As you can see, folks, on this wheel, there's an equal chance of general trivia, game trivia, Ruel trivia, or Rahdo trivia. So, I am going to tell a little something, and honestly, you'd think I would have like a list of things I want to say. What's an interesting bit of trivia about me? I'll just go for like the really simple one. From age 9 to age 14, was homeschooled, and I lived on a boat in the California Delta, a 42-foot steel hull boat that my dad built himself by hand. He taught himself how to weld. He taught himself how to boat write because he had a dream of building a boat by hand. He read a book about it and sailing around the world. And this was back in the 70s, of course. And so he, for years, he worked on the thing and eventually got it seaworthy. And so we moved out of our house, which meant I moved out of public school, as did my brother. And we started becoming basically migrant boat people. Sailing, or not sailing, because there's a weird thing. He finished the boat, he never finished the sails. I have very fond memories from my childhood of, we would be in some slough outside of Vallejo, California or something like that, and there was a fallow farming field, and we would just spread this gigantic 100-foot canvas out, and me and my brother and my mom would all just be working on different corners, sewing the sail together. And we never finished the thing. We never actually sailed. But during all those years, I was homeschooled. Actually, I should say my brother was homeschooled by my mom. I was just allowed to go sit in the front of the boat and do whatever I wanted. And so basically, I was non-schooled for basically 4 years. But I read a lot. And eventually, when my dad said, you know what? I am sick and tired of living in this boat, and we're never going to finish it. So he sold it to a couple of guys from from South Africa, if I recall correctly, and he was really happy that they ultimately did finish it and they did sail it around the world. And a couple of years ago, I was talking with my mom about it, and wondered whatever happened to the boat because we lost track of it 20 years ago. And I looked it up.
Yeah.
It is now in dry dock in Australia, and it's an Airbnb that people can come and stay in it for a week and kind of like learn the basics of sailing, but not at water. And that was so awesome. And when I showed that to Mom, it made her so happy. So there's a little bit of Rahdo trivia for you folks. And that's what you can expect if you spend your channel points to do some Rahdo trivia.
I feel like I have nothing to top that. That is a fantastic story. That is so cool. The fact that you found it all those years later on as an Airbnb.
I know.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. I want to go stay there now. I want to go to Australia. And
nobody wants to go there and stay there more than me, except for maybe my mom. It's unfortunate it's on the other side of the world, because man, that would be such an amazing present to give her, to fly her all the way out there so we could just see it, her and me and my brother. That would be amazing. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Okay, so we also have a There Can Be Only One from Jacos 182. This is a pretty straightforward one.
Okay.
This is hard for me. I don't think this is going to be tough for you. Ruel, there can be only one: Gloomhaven or Pandemic.
Okay. Oh. Okay, here's the thing. I've played Pandemic many times. It's the one that got me in the hobby. I love Pandemic. I played Gloomhaven a handful of times. I do not own the game. I've only played in, as part of a friend's campaign. Didn't finish the campaign. I really like Gloomhaven a lot, but I just don't see myself diving that deep, or I have not taken the time to dive that deep into it. So,
So you're going vanilla Pandemic?
As much as it's a pretty. Yeah. Vanilla Pandemic.
Well, he just said Pandemic.
Can we switch over
I'm
to
saying
Pandemic?
It's vanilla Pandemic and vanilla Gloomhaven. No expansions.
Okay, then I have to pick Gloomhaven.
And believe me, nothing hurts me more than to agree with you, because Pandemic is the game that got me into the hobby. Here it is. Hold on a second. Always near and dear to my heart. This is my original first edition Pandemic that I picked up at Blue Highway Games on the recommendation of a clerk, because I just went into that store to get a copy of Travel Scrabble. Here's some more Rahdo trivia. And he said, no, you don't want that. Tell me about yourself.
Nice.
What's your situation? And he ultimately sold me this. And if he hadn't, I would not be here talking to you today. So it kills me to say, but yeah. Gloomhaven, geez Louise, there is so much in that box. There is game for years in that box. Never mind the fact that I said no expansions, but Isaac Childress has released so much free content for that. He's released like another 50-some missions you can just download. So yeah, that's a tough one. You make me break my own heart, because you're making me burn this at the pyre. for the hotness of the decade, but it's just the smart move. So that was a tough one. That was a very good one.
That's such a cool. That's another great bit of trivia too. So you just went into a game store to pick up Travel Scrabble, and it literally changed your life.
Yes, it did. Very much so.
Picking up Pandemic. That's amazing. Yeah. It's funny. It's the same thing with me. I just stumbled on YouTube one day. I started watching Will Wheaton's Tabletop, and Pandemic was the game he played.
Wow.
That I said, I want to try that. Yeah. And I, as a birthday present to myself back in 2015, January 2015, I ordered a copy on Amazon, sent it to myself, fell in love with it, and the rest is history.
Okay, that is quite the coincidence. Although I guess it's not really. I mean, Pandemic, what game has done more for the industry? I mean, it's up there with your Catan and your Ticket to Rides. And I think for a long time, the holy trinity was Catan, Ticket to Ride, and Carcassonne, right? As the three big gateways.
Carcassonne, yeah.
I think Pandemic eclipses Carcassonne in terms of just how many people it has converted.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely. For me, it was the two. So Pandemic for myself. Michelle and I played it. She loved the theme, but she wasn't really in the gameplay. But then a month later, I got Ticket to Ride, and that's the one that brought her in. So Pandemic and Ticket to Ride are the games that got us into the hobby and changed our lives, basically.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think
do we have anything else to
we've hit the 2-hour mark, and I think you glitched out again. So we must have pushed my poor little HP to the limit. And so I think this is as good a time as any to get out, folks. Did you enjoy the show?
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? from our end, I felt like it went really well. I think, of course, we're still figuring things out, but man, we got to hang out for 2 hours.
Which,
and have
to
a
be
good time
fair,
talking about games.
you were expecting maybe like an hour and a half is what you wanted to commit to. So,
I was thinking 90
so
minutes.
Maybe we gotta stifle our urges a little bit, but I think this worked pretty well. Right, so people are spending their points. We've hit the target. I did not expect it to happen that quick. So sometime because of you folks made it happen. Ruel and I we will find a way to make Rolling Realms work, streamed live. And I don't know, is it a bingo style game? Could other players who have a copy play with us, or is it not?
Yes.
It's totally bingo-y. Or is it a draft where cards come out and because I take a card, then you take a card?
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
We're going to be rolling dice and you take... Yeah, we'll figure it out. I think it's totally doable.
Phew. Okay, folks. Now, let's see. We're on Twitch, and I should not leave Twitch without doing a raid, right?
You want to raid someone?
Let's try this. Unfortunately, no channel I follow is live right now. So can you recommend somebody?
It's funny. I just looked on here. It's like, hey, Rahdo Runs is like, oh, that's us. Let's raid our friend Game Freak Geek Girl. That's our friend Monique. She is amazing.
Girl is live. Looks like she's playing some potion craft. Actually, I tried this the other day, and I tried to raid Paula, but the second I did it, Paula got off at that, and so it all blew up in my face. But no, it looks like she's in it to win it. So, folks, here's the deal.
Awesome.
Remember those channel points that you were able to use to pull secrets out of me and Ruel? If you stick with us for this raid, which is to say we're going to stop, and we're going to all watch a little bit of the Game Freak Geek playing, I forgot what it was, some potion craft, then you will earn even more channel points. You get like a big burst of like 300 of them or something like that. So all you have to do, Chrissy, is just sit back. I'm going to push a couple buttons, and if I don't screw it up, within 30 seconds, we'll be watching a different channel. We'll say hi, and you'll get a bunch of points, and I'm sure, and Ruel's friend, what's her real name? Monique. Yeah, Monique, the Game Geek Freak, or Game Girl Geek Freak, will be very, very impressed as well. So let me see if I can do this right. I need to hit the raid channel. Now I got to type it in again. What was it?
Game Freak Geek Girl.
Geek. There we go.
All one word.
Boom. And okay, so now what do I do? It said, oh, there we go. I had to scroll down. Start raid. And okay, so it's grabbing all of you folks. Anybody who's still left with us. And get ready to raid in 1 second. Raid now. I'm pushing the button. Here we go. If it worked.
All right, folks. Thanks again for hanging out with us.
Did it work? I don't know. How do I know it happened?
I will check. It'll show up. I have it here on this side. And we're still here. So we are going to be raiding.
See, this is what happened before.
We should be raiding Monique soon.
All right, let me try this again. All right. Game Girl Freak. All right. I want to start the raid.
Game Freak
Something
Geek.
went wrong. Try running that quick action later. All right.
Oh.
It's failing. I didn't notice. It must have given me an error message before. Yeah. Let's see. Well, what can I do? How can I make it happen now? Let's see. I'm using it. Here's the deal. I'm doing it through Streamlabs OBS. I'm going to quickly run over to Twitch proper. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, go to Twitch.
You know what?
I've
given you the keys to the kingdom. You could do this too.
Oh, yeah. Wait, no, I'm logged in.
Oh, you switched out to, okay. All right, then let's see. Where is this? I come back over to proper Twitch, and what do? I go to dashboard, I guess?
Yeah, dashboard.
Creator dashboard. And then we come to Stream Manager, I assume?
There should be some quick actions.
Yep, Stream Manager.
Yeah,
it's
under
opening.
Stream Manager,
man, my computer is so overloaded. All right, Raid Channel. We're trying to do it properly now, not inside of OBS. Game Freak. There she is.
Yep.
She still got her viewers.
Nice.
I'm starting the raid. Something went wrong. Try running that quick action again later. Well, that's disappointing.
So something's going on. Yeah.
Disappointed.
Yeah. Well, folks,
I need the Hercules GIF. Quick, somebody to the Hercules GIF machine. One more time. Game Freak Girl. Well, folks, if you got some time, I can't make it happen, but just go over and check her out. Say hi. Tell her Rahdo sent you, and that Rahdo is a Luddite who does not understand how to make Twitch work. Oh, it's not my fault. I'm doing the right thing.
Oh, Slivers actually brings up a good point. She may have turned off raids due to safety
Oh, that's
issues.
true.
So
yes, because for a while, folks, there was
Yeah.
like a really horrible. It was so bad that Twitch streamers went on strike to protest that you could get like raids that were just full of like hate-spewing bots. So you're right. She is probably protecting herself. Because she probably allows raids from people that she follows. It's probably something like that.
Exactly.
You got somebody else?
Yeah. Luzapalooza. Dave and Ilker are fantastic. So Luza, Luza, and then Palooza, Palooza.
Oh yeah, he appears on Dice Tower all the time. Yeah, I know them. And and he has an amazing singing voice.
Super talented folk. Yeah, they're amazing. Yeah, they sing at the end of their streams. They play board games throughout most of their streams. They're fantastic people. They're also part of Tabletop Live Network as well as Monique. They are great streamers. Hopefully we can make this happen.
Once again, something went wrong. Try running that quick action again later. So it must be me. I'm also getting, is this video buffering? Use low latency toggle under the advanced settings. I don't know. Folks, we'll get better.
Okay.
I promise. And I'm so sorry to lose and to Game Freak Geek Girl. We'll raid you. We'll raid you later.
Okay, you try. Let me see if I can do it on my end. Okay, folks, we're gonna.
If we can make this happen, folks, you get so many points. It's worth it.
Okay, that's weird. So I go into Streamlabs OBS, type in the raid function. It says you already have a raid in progress.
Because I started one, it got screwed up, and now that's why nothing will work.
Now it's just.
That's it. Yes. So, I failed. It was all me, but we'll do better next week.
Oh, Nightcat, not a bot. Okay. You type mod stream directly in the Twitch chat.
Let's see. Yeah, Goblin points out, I'm enjoying watching them fail anyway. So, hey, come for the games, stick around for the abject failure. That's the Rahdo, the R&R Show way.
Okay. Nightcat, Nightbot, not a bot. Is always good with this stuff. If you type mod Streamlabs directly in Twitch chat, it should enable those Streamlabs actions like raids.
Right, so you're going to try that because you've logged back in as me now, right?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Nightcat.
Nightcat is not a bot.
Now, let's try raid.
This is what Ruel is
Game Freak,
even as we speak.
Geek Girl. And then, are we raiding? Okay, yeah. It is confirmed.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Game Freak Geek Girl only followers. Oh, wait, there it goes.
This started to happen before, and it rounded up one person, and then it just stopped.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. Okay, folks.
So, I'm going to press right now.
Enjoy the Game Freak Geek Girl. Have a good day, everybody. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye.
Show some love to Monique, folks. And we are off. And let's see if we get over to
forget about the big, fancy, colorful buttons. All right, so it says I am hosting Game Freak Geek Girl, which means if somebody goes to our channel, they see her,
on her channel. I just over her channel. Yes, she has been rated. Yes.
Yay!
It worked. Yay!
Yay! My first successful raid. Smiley face. Oh, I'm not a follower, so I can't chat. But I just followed her, and now, yay! My first success. Chat. Go. There we go. I seem to be incapable of actually chatting. Say the words.
Really?
Boop. There we go. I need to be a follower for 10 minutes before I can chat. So I have 9 minutes. So you can you see you did the little heart thing. Well done.
I did something. Yeah. Awesome.
All right. Okay, and it was sadly at this point that we both looked at each other and realized, oh crap, we forgot to film half the episode. The part where we talk about all the Kickstarter games that are coming on the channel. So we quickly fired OBS back up and recorded that. And then Ruel went about his merry way. And then I realized, oh crap, I forgot one of the games that we should have put in that insert. So I filmed a second little addendum to the first addendum. Now, both of those ultimately got worked into the main standalone R&R episode. So if you just watched that, everything just went very smoothly. But since you're getting the behind the scenes tour, here's a little bit of extra content, which will then just end. Okay, bye everybody. No, wait. Yes, we do. We need to talk about all the games that are going to be coming to the Rahdo Runs Through channel that are crowdfunded previews. We don't put them on the list. The list we're about to do is new exciting stuff that's coming in the future, but these ones we're about to talk about, we've already vetted them. We're already very excited about them. In some cases, I'm covering them. In some cases, Shay is. In one case, Ruel is covering one of these as well. So, want to give a big shout out to those because these are all definitely ones that these would be our top 10 because we're the most excited about them because we've done the most research. In some cases, we've played them. So let's just jump over and talk about them for a little bit first. On Board Game Geek, what have we got here? All right, well, actually, just this morning, 3 games went live on Kickstarter, all 3 of which were covered by the channel. One of them is Trinity of Rain. And, oh, where is it? Okay, here we go. Which Ryan did an excellent rules run through for. Really entertaining as always. I mean, it reminds me of why I have Ryan on the channel. He is the best at rules run throughs in the industry as far as I'm concerned. And this is a big 4Xe style dudes on a map, claiming lots of territory style games. And the thing that actually jumped out to me when I watched Ryan's run, so I mean, the rules seemed solid. It seemed very well considered, really deep, crunchy game. But what I loved most was the miniatures that come with this to represent your little soldiers, but more importantly, the cities that we build, because they're like these cool little multi-piece cities. I want to have this game just for those little city miniatures. And it's on Kickstarter right now. You can go check it out. Trust me, Raul, I think you will fall in love with them too. They are just, what do you used to say? Adorbs? They are totally adorbs.
Adorbs. Yeah. Totes adorbs.
And that is the first and last time you will ever hear me say that. All right.
Exactly. That's it.
So that's one of them. Another one that just went live this morning, I think you have more to say about. It's, what's it called? War,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, World Auto Racing, with the initials WAR for war. This is a collectible card game. It's basically Fast and the Furious,
Right.
folks, and it's got this really cool anime style art. And if you're a fan of collectible card games, this is your jam right here. I got to play a very early first edition, which has some cards that are not going to be printed after the Kickstarter. So if you want those like rare cards, they got this really cool like foil embossed look to it, really neat looking. The game it's a quick playing card game, a lot of tactical back and forth play. I really enjoyed it during the run through. I think it's already been funded. It was like it's a fantastic little card game. Highly recommend for me, and that is World Auto.
Yeah, that
Racing.
is interesting. After you did the live preview, you and I were talking about it, and I was like, "Oh, it looks really cool, but is this really going to succeed?" I mean, I haven't really seen a lot of racing games do well, and you said, "No, trust me, it will succeed." And I wouldn't be surprised. At the rate it was going when I made the video live this morning, I think it had already in its first few hours hit like 60,000. It seems like it was on its way to over 100.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, there is an audience for this. I mean, and if you love Dominic Toretto and you want to play a CCG where you get to say it's all about family every time you play a card game, you want to check out War or World Auto Racing. Okay, the other one that went live this morning, let's see. Actually, weird thing is it's not on Board Game Geek yet. He's waiting for it to be approved. So I will go to YouTube, and I need Rahdo and Nano. It is actually interesting. It's a series of 3 games. It's the Nano series of games. And the question it asks is, how would you design a game as a designer if you had 9 cards, 9 dice, and 9 cubes? And that's it. Make a game. And so this is actually the first of 3 Nano games that they are planning on releasing. Designed by Albin Viard, who is known for Clinic and Tramways and Town Center and a bunch of other games. And he's teaming up with Todd Sanders, who is a really well respected indie designer in his own right. And the two of them are basically making really deep, interesting Euro games that are the microiest of micro games. The first 3 that are coming out are Empire, which is an age of industrialization engine building game. Railways, which is a kind of a simplified, streamlined version of his former networking card drafting game, or not card drafting, deck building game, Tramways. And the other one is City Planner, which is a light little filler roll dice, re-roll Yahtzee style, get lots of points while building a Sim City kind of thing by activating all kinds of buildings. All three of them are totally unique, and of course, because they are just 9 cards, 9 cubes, and 9 dice, they're also fairly low priced. And if you get all three, you can get them at a discount, and I hope this succeeds, because it was a very cool. I enjoyed them, but I want to see what's coming next, because he has plans to ultimately do 9 games that have 9 cards, 9 dice, and 9 cubes, and this is the first 3. The next set, apparently, if this one succeeds, will include a redo of Clinic, which I don't know if you ever played, is probably his most popular game, a big, heavy hospital simulation that will be simplified and streamlined down for nano games. And,
nice.
Let's see. And continuing on, I'll just stay here in YouTube. We've got, no, I haven't made it public yet. Oh, right. Okay, we'll go back to Board Game Geek. Because, next week, we have Hegemony going live. Which
nice. Looking forward to this.
We've talked about this before on the channel, I believe, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
So here's the deal. I said in my final thoughts, because I filmed them last week, and so you'll be seeing it next week. This is the game, having played it now with my wife. People have asked me for years, Rahdo, if you were to design a board game, what would it be? It would be Hegemony. Because this is an amazing economic simulation set in the modern world in an unnamed country where one player is the working class, one is the capitalist class, one is the middle class, and one is the governmental class. And it's an asymmetric game. Each player has radically different goals they're trying to achieve, but we're all playing in the same economy. So the middle class and the capitalist class, they start businesses that the working class fills, but if they don't treat their workers right, the working class player can call for strikes or demonstrations at Washington to get the laws of the land changed. This is a game where people can lobby to change the national minimum wage, the national laws about allowing migrant workers in or out. There's emigration, there's immigration. Almost everything you can think of that goes into a modern real world connected to the rest of the world economy is here, and it works brilliantly. I think this is going to blow up big, and you'll be able to see my run through when it goes live. And actually, just yesterday, I put the prototype in the mail to go out to heavy cardboard. So Ed and Edward and his crew are going to be playing it, and they're going to show a big, awesome 4-player version with all the bells and whistles. So it's fantastic. Absolutely amazing. I talked more about it in my roundup just the other day too. Hegemony, lead your class to victory. Then there is also Hamlet, which just showed up in the mail just the other day. And right off the bat, Ruel, look at this cover art. Oh my gosh, it's. You want to say it?
I was trying not to say it, but it is totes adorbs, folks. I mean, it's got the whole woodland thing that I really enjoy, this style of art. It's gorgeous, and I can't wait to check this one out.
Well, yeah. So I have not played it yet. I've got that prototype in the other room. I'm going to be trying to play it with my wife Jen this week. As I understand it, well, first of all, I should say I'm excited because it's from designer Dave Cheerkop, who did Pursuit of Happiness as one of my favorite worker placement games of all time. He also did And Then We Held Hands. So he does a great job of melding mechanisms and theme together. And this is a pretty typical, hey, build a small little Hamlet, but I think the main focus of this game, from what I've seen so far, reading the rules or skimming them, is it focuses a lot on logistics. I don't know if you remember there was an old PC series of games called Settlers, just Settlers, and it was all about trying to build roads connecting all the buildings of your little hamlet and watching little people carry goods from one building to another so they would make better goods and be prosperous. I don't know if you ever saw it.
I don't remember.
It's like I played a lot of it back in the day. Jen loved it too. This is like the board game version of that. Why can't I zoom in so we can get because as you are doing the tiling, and the tiles are really funky. They are very, very strange shaped. So I imagine it's going to be tricky trying to get them all to fit together. But your main focus is on roads, making sure because if you want to get the chopped lumber over to the lumber mill to make planks so that you can help build the church and all that. If you can follow the roads, easy. If not, you have to start paying extra resources to basically take them through the forest or over the mountains and stuff like that. So a lot of logistics, players building to the same area, and as the hamlet gets bigger and bigger and more special powers, it looks very, very cool. It looks like it has a great table presence, really. And again, Dave Cheerkop is a great designer. So you can watch for that coming soon.
I love the shape of those tiles.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I
looks
mean,
fun.
you don't see tiles like this in other games. You don't see
Right.
a Hamlet develop
that.
in this way. So I'm really keen on trying it out. I'm sure it has a very unique feel. Then we've got Resurgence from, now here's the reason this is a big deal is because, again, it's designer Stan Kardonsky, who is, he is hot these days. Are there any pictures? No, there is not. I've got a prototype. I haven't even opened it yet, and I got to because I believe it's going live in a couple of weeks. But this is Stan, after having been really successful publishing games with other publishers. Let me give you a sense of Stan's, what do you call it? A list of things.
Pedigree.
Pedigree, yes. I mean, Dice Hospital, I think that was his first big game.
Oh, nice.
But Rurik, Dawn of Kiev, a lot of people love that. Lockup Role Player's Tale. Olvos Impresario is phenomenal. Shadow Kings of Valeria is great. Oh, and Endless Winters, which was on Kickstarter last year, was a monster hit. And so he's had all these big successes working with other publishers, so he's decided, you know what? I'm going to publish this one myself. So this is the one he really loves. This is his baby. And it is a cooperative game set in a post-apocalypse Soviet Russia, where it's not like a depressing one. It's like cool. The bombs mean mutants come out, and we got to fight off the mutants and save the last outpost of humanity in Moscow. And I haven't played it yet, but again, he has been on fire for the last few years, just getting better and better and better. And so this is to be the first from Half a Kingdom Games, and I can't wait to try it. So you'll be seeing that on the channel pretty soon too. Then, oh man, there's a lot of stuff coming, folks. Robotopia. This one is from, is it from Alley? No, it's from Bluebeard Games. Robotopia is a fantastic looking little worker placement game. Let's see, are there pictures here? No, there's not. So you'll just have to, I've got the prototype, haven't played it yet. Again, I've read the rules. But this is a robot factory where the robots are running amok. There's a big super boss robot that keeps all the other robots in play. And, the robots are getting the resources they need to build more robots because the robots are your workers. The thing that I think is most interesting about this that really got my attention is it's a worker placement game where once you use your worker, it's done. It's gone. So you're constantly, you better make those moves count because you're losing them and then they're just out there clogging up the board and you have to make more robots so you can do more actions later. So I really like that idea.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, how can you not? I'm not going to make you say it, but it is actually appropriate to say that it is adorable. All right. Almost done, folks. We're about to get to the top 10. Sorry, just got a couple more. Valeria Dice, right? Where is it? Dice Kingdoms of Valeria. Now, you have definitely, I'm sure you have played Kingdoms of Valeria, right? Card Kings of Valeria?
Yes.
Which is basically, and no pictures. No pictures. I should just go and grab the prototype and spill it out on the table. But it's from Daily Magic Games. This is, Dice Kingdom, or Card Kings of Valeria was basically a Machikoro style game where players are, rolling the die to activate the various and sundry things. Oh, this drives me nuts. There's no pictures. All right, I'm just going to go look. I'll just do a Google search. Hopefully I get lucky. Dice Kingdoms of Valeria. Google, what do you got for me? It's going to think about it. Oh, I didn't type in Google. I did it in the wrong place. Dice Kingdoms of Valeria. Show me an image. All right. Okay, there's videos.
Yep.
All right. Plumpy Thimble. Shout out to Plumpy Thimble. Do you know Plumpy?
Love Plumpy Thimble. He does great videos.
Well, apparently he's got he's one step ahead. Okay, and this is clearly a prototype. But all right. Establishing shot, Plumpy. Establishing shots. Okay, so it is a roll and write in the Valeria universe. Long story short, that's what I wanted to mention. I love roll and writes. I have enjoyed every single Valeria game that has come out so far. They all do very, very different things, just set in the same universe. The art is from the Miko, so don't judge a book by its color. This is a prototype.
You like the Miko.
The real game is going to be gobsmackingly gorgeous if you love the Miko's art. And I don't even know what the roll and can't think of the word. The roll and writing of it is, but I suspect it will be very great. Yeah. So that's why I am stoked for that one. And and then the last one. Okay, let's go back to the Board Game Geek. This one is going to be covered by Shay. Path. All right. Board Game Geek. I can type. Board Game Geek. Pathfinder Arena. And so this is a PvP game where players are facing off against each other, going head to head using famous, I guess, Pathfinder characters and monsters. And we talked about this one, didn't we? This was on your list of
We did.
for Essen. You were interested in it, weren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. What was it? Essen? I know we talked about
Yeah,
this one before.
about it was either Essen or maybe it was the last time we did a Kickstarter thing, and you mentioned you were really interested in it. Well, you're in luck. You're not in luck. You would have been in luck if you'd be the one filming it, but Shay will be filming it. And it's an arena battle to the deathmatchy type board game. The interesting thing is the dungeon we're fighting in has shifting sliding tiles. So everything's constantly moving around. Aha, you thought you were going to get me, but a wall is now between us and stuff like that. So I expect this is going to be very good. You'll be seeing Shay covering it later in the month as well. Oh boy. And okay, that was it for my bookkeeping. Did you have any bookkeeping?
One little bit of bookkeeping. I just want to shout out the Dragon's Tomb. They do really fun board game parody videos, and they put up a Kickstarter, I think last week or the week before, for their new season, their new upcoming season of videos. So it's actually it's funny how they did this. It is I think Jeffrey Kornborg, he did this Kickstarter for rock paper scissors. Right? You can get a deluxe version, you can get a print and play version. I mean, it's silly, it's fun, and it goes along with what he's doing over there on the Dragon's Tomb. Yeah, rock paper scissors deluxe version.
So I mean, is this real or is this a joke? Is he actually?
It's jokey. So it's like, it's basically funding the next
of
season
his show,
of his videos.
But he's made a box.
Yeah, so I mean, look at that. Yeah, isn't
can
that
people
great?
actually back and get this as a way to support his show?
I don't know if you can actually get the box.
Oh, I know him. He's the one who
one
does the Courage, Deal With It. He does the thing with Rodney Smith. I've seen that.
Yes, yeah. So I don't know if you can actually get the box. I mean, it does say that you're going to get when you pledge your money, you're going to get these things. You get a T-shirt, you get the game. I don't know if you're going to actually get like fancy scissors, but only one way to find out. Go to that Kickstarter page, folks, and check him out.
I don't know how we missed this in our last episode. I guess he just didn't have a pre-launch page up. But that is, I'll say it, that is adorbs. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Artwork by Beth Sobel. Solo mode by Dave Turchi. So Dave is going to finally crack the solo rock paper scissors conundrum that has confounded game scholars for centuries. All right, well, that is very interesting, and actually I should say, okay, calming down. All right, we've got the actual top 10 to do now. We got all that stuff out of the way, and it is interesting. I think, okay. Hold on, folks. We forgot one more. Titania Ascending. How could I forget this one? Especially because it's so cool. This is a new flip and write that kind of on the surface has kind of a cartographer's vibe because we are drafting card tile combos to lay out Tetris type shapes on a grid. Very cartographers. But there's two things that make this very unique. One is there are two halves. There's the first half of the game where we're getting all the stuff on the paper, which represents us marshaling the forces of Titania, the queen of the fairies, who are going to invade the earthly realm and take it back from those terrible humans. Anyway, so the first half, you're doing cartographers type stuff, building up, trying to get the right things next to the right things and all of that, and drafting the right cards to do it. Then the second half of the game is when the invasion begins, and you then have to deal with the human opponents ripping holes in all of the stuff that you've created in the first half of the game, and trying to get the right units to the right places to be able to storm the citadels and win the game. So that's already cool in and of itself, that you spend half building up and then the other half managing the destruction of what you built. That's neat. But what's even cooler is this is a cooperative game. And cooperative roll and writes are rarer than hen's teeth, and I want to see more of them, which is one of the reasons I wanted to cover it. And this was another game that actually just went live on Kickstarter today, the day we're recording on Tuesday the 2nd. Right. Okay, you are still here? Well, I doff my cap to you. You've got some staying power. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week. Have a nice day. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye.